I hope it connects. Every single time I use my plugin, I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna assume it is. Hello, YouTube. Actually, I don't see anything yet. Hello, YouTube. now it's live, I think. Okay. All right. And then I'm gonna do the scuff thing where I pop out my chat. Okay. There we go. There we go. And then I basically never look at the stream window ever again. Okay, it is now 5 p.m. Thank you for those who came right on time. Good job to John and HK. I'm gonna clap for both of you. Alright, shall we get started? I think we can get started. I said 5, so you know. And I'm so sorry I couldn't schedule this in advance. I was literally like, actually no, less than 10 minutes ago I was still editing things and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So it is a little bit scuffed. I apologize for that. Is the volume okay though? I hope the music is not too loud. If it is, I can always turn it down. If you guys can hear me, or if I need to make adjustments, I can make it now. But this stream is pretty chill, like all my streams. If you have any questions, it's good? Okay. Oh, Aubrey, welcome. The mic actually sounds way better than Pat. Wow, no way. I think it's because I'm pretty close to it this time. And you know why I'm close to it this time? Because my desk is quite literally covered with otaku things. There's no space. So maybe scuff has its scuff benefits, you know what I mean? So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna yap about my trip. Format is gonna be similar to previous streams where I basically show you pictures and then whatever memory it joggles, I will talk about it. But if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. Since not everyone is Chinese, don't feel like your question might offend me. Feel free to ask wild questions. If I have a feeling it's intentionally offensive, I just won't answer it. But whatever other questions, and if you're asking a question with like pure intentions, I'll do my best to answer. It's not a problem. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the first photo, and it is food because holy moly, Cathay Pacific's wonton soup is actually quite good. I get the hype now, because before my friends like, oh, you gotta try the Cathay Pacific wonton soup. I was like, what do you mean? And then I tried it. I was like, I get it now. It's like classic Hong Kongese. But yeah, was this before the flight or during the flight? I think this is probably at one of the lounges. I also had a disgusting amount of milk tea. In fact, okay, this is kind of embarrassing, but I will share it. I had so much milk tea, I had a hard time sleeping on my flight. So I was just like, I was awake for like the entire like 14 hours or so. But yeah, it was pretty lit. It was pretty lit. Okay, so my trip, I'll draw a little map, okay, or a little indicator. Okay, so mine is like Toronto. I'll just do Toronto, and then I went to Hong Kong, and then I went to Shanghai, and then I went to Nanjing, and then I went a bunch of other places. But like this is basically my first flight. So I had a little bit of layover in Hong Kong, and then I walked around a lot. I really liked Hong Kong. This is like my first time visiting Hong Kong as like an adult proper. I've been there in the past as a kid, but obviously I don't remember much. But Hong Kong is really nice. I feel like the architecture is really nice. The people there are kind of nice. By kind of nice, I mean, you know, typical city people. They don't really bother you. As long as you're not like being disruptive or rude, they don't really give a shit. They're just very chill people all around. So yeah, here are the photos I took. Hong Kong has an absurd number of rich buildings, which makes sense because it's a very rich place. But yeah. Oh, whoops. This. Oh my goodness, that's way too big. But this building is a hotel. I don't know what it's called, but I found it pretty interesting in terms of architecture, so I took a picture of it. Maybe I can photo bash it into my art or something as a background or asset. So yeah. What you'll notice is that a lot of the pictures I took is basically what I plan to use as assets later on. So yeah. I arrived there at night. It was like 30 something degrees, and then because you know how on the plane it's colder, so I had like a huge ass sweater. And then I didn't want to change because I didn't want to pack and unpack. I had an early morning flight. So then I literally just went out in a big ass hoodie, and then everyone was looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Because it was like 30 plus degrees, 90% humidity, and then there's like a random ass tourist looking girl in really thick hoodie. That's me. So yeah, I don't know how to survive that. I think I have a stronger heat tolerance than I do cold tolerance. But yeah. The entire trip was quite hot. So anyway, yeah, yada yada yada. I arrived in Nanjing. I took this photo because I found it very interesting. Okay, and this might be like a culture shock. So I'm just gonna comment on things I noticed as an adult. It's that like mainlander government really likes to remind the people to be civil. So I'll just briefly translate what this means. It's like it's basically a notice telling Nanjing citizens on what not to do. So there's like 8 things you can't do. And part of the reason why I took that is because it low-key looks like the color combination of IS6. And I was like, oh wait, hold up. You know, with the teal and the pink? I was like, wait, that looks like IS6. And then it's really funny because E is number 8, right? And then inside the garden, there's like 8 do nots. So I was like, wait, it lines up way too well. So then I took a photo of it. But yeah, so basically it's reminding people, oh, don't cross the road when it's red light. And then it's like, oh, don't park your cars randomly. Like these basic ass things. So I just found it interesting. I think I know why they have to do that, because there are some citizens who don't do that, especially of the older variety. But it's just interesting to me that they had to remind their citizens to do that. Okay, so my first meal proper on the mainland is a local... Okay, local is very subjective. Because it's not technically from Nanjing. But it's local enough that a lot of people consider it as like a local food, and it's yaxue fen si tang. It's basically, I'm gonna make a little note here. It's basically like a duck blood. And you might be like, ooh, duck blood. It's chill. It's like those, I'm not sure if you guys had like blood sausages. It's kind of like that. It's like duck blood, vermicelli. Shit, I don't know how to spell vermicelli. Vermicelli. Oh, there's probably 2 L's and a I here somewhere. So there's like duck blood, vermicelli, some tofus, veggies, and then like you can change the soup base too. We got a few varieties, and then obviously like the vermicelli. Yes, there we go. That's the spelling. and then we got the classic soup dumplings. Now the soup dumpling is interesting. So just keep a mental note of what this looks like. Because I later found out that soup dumpling has like regional varieties. I call all rice noodles rice noodles. Wait, you're right. That's so smart. That is very, very smart. I should do that. But yeah, there's like rice noodles. I told them no parsley, but then they added it in. I'm not a huge fan. Apparently, if you have the soap gene... Actually, I don't know if it's called the soap gene. But apparently if you have this gene, it tastes like soap. It doesn't taste like soap to me, but I just don't like the taste of parsley. I feel like it's like eating grass, you know what I mean? Although I guess you could technically argue that like all leafy greens are grassy. You know. I personally think some are less grassy than others, but you know, it is all green and grassy. Okay, so my first stop was the Pokemon pop-up. I learned something pretty interesting, and it's that China has interesting geopolitical tension with Japan right now. So a lot of pop-ups, especially for Japanese IPs, can't be held on the mainland unless it's like big cities. So I was actually surprised to find like a Pokemon pop-up here. But I think like Pokemon is global enough that most like the government's okay with it. But that was just an interesting tidbit. So yeah, I went to the Pokemon pop-up. There was a lot of people. I was surprised because like at least like a couple like a long time ago, Nintendo devices were banned basically, and you can't even get the consoles to play the games. So I was surprised that Pokemon is like decently big in China as well. Because it's not really an IP that you think of when you think of what mainlanders play, right? So I was surprised, but a pleasant surprise nonetheless. So yeah, they had a lot of cool merch. The prices were pretty much in line with whatchamacallit, the JP PokeCent prices. I'm not sure if you guys went. I think it's basically 1-to-1. Whatever you pay in yen, you pay in Chinese yuan. But then, well, obviously with the conversion factoring in a little bit of tax. But it's basically exactly the same. There weren't like huge price discrepancies. So yeah, there's a lot of plushies. I honestly didn't get a lot of plushies, but I got a lot of functional merch. I'm in my merch collecting era where I now prefer functional merch. So I got this shirt right here. I'll change the color. Okay, there we go. So I got this shirt right here and a couple of other items I will show you guys later. But yeah. And I know my photos look empty, but that's because I took like strategic angles. very strategic. It was packed. Okay, I was like camping to wait for people to get out of frames. I was cropping. I made sure to get nicer photos. So yeah, there was also a display on the outside. That was really cute. So then I took a photo with my prized possession. So there's lore about this. Okay, my favorite Pokemon tend to be rats. Or like things with buck tooth. So basically, if it looks something like this, I will like. It doesn't matter if they have chubby cheeks. It doesn't matter that they have ears. Like, it doesn't matter if they have like this setup. I will like. And Scovit definitely has that setup. I really like Scovit. There was like a really big Scovit plush that I wanted on. It was on the US official Pokemon Center site, but it was like 50 something USD. And then here, and then 50 USD is like closer to 70-80 Canadian now. So I'm like, okay, that much for a plush of this size is probably not worth. But then I found it at a pretty decent price over here. I think like converted, it was only about 40 Canadian. So I was like, you know what? That's a steal. That's basically like half off. So I got my Scovit. I was very happy. I really wanted my Scovit. So I got my Scovit. So this is my son now. I got a new son. I love my son. So yeah, that's my son. Here's my son overlooking all the items I got. So these 3 items here, it's the purchase freebies. So if you order above, like, I think 260 something, then they give you like a face towel. So I got 3 of them. You can imagine how much I spent. You can do the math. Yeah, shipping and import fees on top will hurt too. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm here. I will be my own importer. I will do it myself. And then I got the Hawaiian shirt. Okay, this shirt is so vibrant. For better or worse. You guys will see me wear it later. For better or worse, but it's very comfortable. Like it's quite thin. And honestly, it might feel a little cheap to some people, but I feel like in hot climates, those types of shirts are the best. So I actually quite enjoy wearing it. I also got a little fan too. That's another purchase freebie. This one is a blush from Malga Pink. It's a Chinese luxury a cosmetic brand. I've always wanted to try it. The price I think is a little bit absurd. But that's why I only bought one item. I just wanted to try it. And the quality's not bad. I will say that. It's just like a little bit hard to justify. Unless you like super duper into makeup and you need like that high end like feel. But I feel like for powders it's unnecessary. But yeah. Decent though. And then this Mimikyu hat. I was so I was so happy that there was a Mimikyu like merch because I also like Mimikyu. But it was way too big for me. So then I have a friend who allegedly has a bigger head than me, so she's gonna try it out. And then this cup I was really happy about. I'll show you guys a side profile in a bit, but there was like a little I think it's Skiploom on the side. It's like the Hoppip Skiploom whole evolution. And then like I said, I really like the setup. Okay, anything with this I like, and I also like Bidoof. Bidoof is my other son. I love my derpy sons. Yeah, so this is a side profile. It's so cute. And then it has like the whole, I think that's a jump puff or something. I honestly don't remember the name. I've been calling them Hip Hip and Hop Hop. They're not hip hop. They're very much not hip hop. But I call them Hip Hip and Hop Hop. Yeah, I think I think Skiploom is like at least one of them. Okay, Skiploom is one of them. Maybe Skip Hip. I'm just making shit up at this point. And then my son Bidoof. Bidoof is riding on a big donut. It was really cute. I had to get it. Very, very cute. And then the rest of the time in Nanjing, I was just like doing normal sightseeing. Okay, throughout this entire stream, I'll also be noting down the locations I went. So if you're interested, you could, like if you're planning a China trip, for example, you can also use my stream as a guide. But there's a place called Xuanwu, which is Xuanwu Park. It's 100% free to the public. So Nanjing, TLDR, it used to be one of the capitals in China. So they also built a wall to keep the foreigners out. Actually, I'm not sure it's the foreigners. Maybe foreigner troops. So they had a wall, and then basically the Xuanwu Hu, it's a lake. So all this thing you see here is water. So it's a few like little islands in the middle of the lake. And they used to do like naval warfare training here. So that's why it's called Xuanwu. But it's really pretty. There's a lot of water lilies that's in bloom if you're going in like the summer months. There's a ton of mosquitoes though. Okay, and that's like my beef with China, where like East Asia in general around this time, is that there are so many mosquitoes. So many mosquitoes. My leg got bitten. I think at one point I counted, I had like 14 bug bites. And they're like not tiny bug bites, they're pretty big bug bites, so I'm gonna be so honest. So it was so itchy too. I went through 2 to 3 tubes of anti-itch creams, specifically for bug bites. It was bad. But honestly, this island's these couple of like tiny islands is great. To walk through all of them, because you can basically walk from this side like all the way here. It probably takes 3 to 4 hours if you want to go through every single nook and cranny. But if you just get tired, you can literally just and come out here. I think this is like the most well-known entrance, but you could literally go from anywhere you like. And then, like I mentioned before, there is like a wall. At one of these entrances, I forgot which side it is. There's like you can actually go on top of the wall and walk along the wall, and then you can walk for like a couple kilometers. It's pretty long, so bring comfy hiking shoes if you're going. But it's pretty fun. I walked along there a couple of times. I didn't decide to go this time because now they're charging money for it. Before it was free, but now they want money for it. But I think it's not that expensive. It's only like, I guess the equivalent of like 5 Canadian. So it's honestly not a lot. China mainland is very, very cheap if you want to go for fun. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I didn't take that many photos because honestly, I was a little bit jet lagged. And I was just walking around. So I honestly didn't take that much photos. So then one of the days I also went to Aqua City. It's kind of basically where the youngsters are hanging out, I've been told. So you can think of it as like, I guess downtown core, but for weebs, if that makes sense. So this mascot here, I don't know its name, but it's the Mixue snowman. And there's a flagship store here, and basically every single time I walk past this place, I see at least like 20 people in line. this place is poppin', okay? This place is absolutely poppin'. And then I later found out from a local friend that the Chinese youths really, 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 really likes Mixe because it's so cheap. It's like the cheapest place to get drinks across China. And so I decided to try it out. I had a lemonade and it only cost like four RMB. So that's like not even $1 Canadian. So about like 80 something cents. And you can get a big cup of lemonade. So I was like, wow, that is a steal. I understand why the young people are hanging out here now. So yeah, Mixe is very, very poppin'. So this is what I mentioned earlier, the Aqua City. Let me pull up the map. So Aqua City is a pretty good place to go for tourism because right across the street is Fuzimiao. Fuzimiao is like where they used to do entrance exams for like government officials, but now they converted it into like a touristy site. So if you want to hit up like two places for the price of one and you're also a weeb, then it's great because this is like the weeb place to be. There's like a couple of weeb malls around here. Like right next to it, there's a Shuipingfang. I don't know the. I'm assuming the English translation is Water Cube or something like that, or Aqua Cube, because here is Aqua City. So yeah, if you're a weeb and you're in Nanjing, I recommend coming here so you can hit up two spaces on the same time. This is also very cheap, affordable. Yeah, it's really cheap, and it's also not that bad. I expected way worse for the price, but it's not bad. Although there is one thing that my friends told me to try that I haven't tried, and that's their soft serve. Their soft serve allegedly is very good. I haven't tried it, but then the next time I'm in China, I definitely will plan to try it. But yeah, the lemonade isn't bad. I liked it. So yeah, this is the Aqua City. It's you can tell based on the vibes that it's very, very fandom based. It's basically like a K-pop slash weeb mall. There's a couple of shops that's dedicated to fandoms. And then whenever there are events, so for example, here right now they're having a Hearts to Hearts event. Hearts to Hearts is a K-pop girl group. I'm not sure if you guys have heard the song Rude. It's like, oh, you know what he said to me? What? He was like, you're so rude. Like that song, that's by them. And I guess they're having like a event or like a pop-up. So then they basically rent out the entire building and then they fill it up with merch and photos. And I've been told that something like this is called a tonglou. So you know, you guys know the term itabag? Like itabag, right? Ita means like pain, right? And then bag is like a bag. But then there's something called like a Ita building. And that's exactly what this is. So they're basically decorating the whole building into like similar to an Ita bag and then building it or putting things in the building that's for your oshis. So I found that very interesting. Everything's like bigger and better in my opinion in China. Which makes sense. They have more money and then there's more weebs. So it makes sense that they can do things like this. But yeah, here's some of the photos of the pop-up thing. I didn't go because I'm not super duper into the group. I just listened to them casually. But yeah, okay. There are a lot, and I mean a lot of Arknights merch. When I went to Japan, there was basically nothing. Even at the official Yostar shop, there was nothing at all. Over here, we all know there's basically nothing as well. But China, holy shit, you can't go 5 meters without seeing Arknights. I'm so serious. Arknights is so popular in China. So popular in China. Like I see so many people with like the little tags, the operator tags. I see so many people with like keychains or ita bags of the operators. It was such a like 180. But yeah, this is one of the shops. There's basically this entire shelf and a couple more shelves is just all Arknights. Like all of the Arknights. And then they even have like display figures. Like is that a Wizardol? I think that's a Wizardol. But yeah, there's a lot of merch. Like Arknights. Oh, whoops. Not that one. A lot of Arknights merch. So yeah, oh, the operator tag. I heard that the older first set are super sought after in China. I guess it would make sense. It's harder to find. Because Hypergryph has a really like their logistics is quite bad, I'm gonna be honest. So they're always without merch. So these shops basically stockpile whenever they do reruns, and then they just sell it to consumers. So yeah, this is one of the meals I had. It was pretty good. This was a restaurant near the subway that is close to Aqua City and the other places. Let me introduce some regional specialties. So this is salty duck. This is a Nanjing specialty. If you come to Nanjing, you gotta eat duck, especially the salty variety. That's like a must. This is it's like sweet lotus, but it's filled with glutinous rice in the middle. Sweet lotus. It's almost like a dessert type of thing. It's hard to describe the texture. But it's kind of sticky, but not so sticky. I kind of liked it. This one, I think it's just a normal sesame bun. Oh, and then this one is deep fried shiso leaf. I never had shiso deep fried, but it was honestly pretty banger. So I think out of everything here, I like this one the most. So yeah, this one's really, really good. Oh yeah, this entire meal. Okay, speaking of meals, food in China is disgustingly cheap. This entire meal, I think it was like... Okay, so what happens in China is like there's the restaurant, and then there's the platforms. So these platforms are things like I guess the equivalent to like DoorDash or Uber Eats here. And then instead of trying to increase their own profit, because the competition is so fierce, all of these different platforms are giving discounts to customers. So this entire meal for like 4 people was originally, I think, about 300 Chinese yuan. So what is that? That is like 60 Canadian dollars usually, roughly. But because there's platform discounts, I basically paid only 30 bucks for this entire thing because of platform discounts. The platform gave like 50% off. It's actually stupidly absurd how cheap things could be. So yeah. So my recommendation is like, on top of the already cheap food, if you want more discounts and you're in China, I recommend opening up like the local food apps and then checking what discounts there are, because you'd be surprised. Okay, I was flipping surprised. Okay, I had a lot of food. I obviously couldn't finish it, and then we took some of them home. That's like at least 3 more meals, and the food was good. It wasn't like bad or anything. It was pretty good. So yeah. After lunch, did more walking. I saw Enfield, so I took a picture of it. Enfield representation is like, I would say for every 20 Arknights, like proper OG Arknights fan I saw, there was like 1 Enfield fan. And this is just based on the badges I saw on people's bags and merch. Yeah, Enfield is not super poppin'. Arknights is still way more poppin'. So I'm glad. I'm personally glad. And then the collab, the Hongshansu collab. Okay, so funny story about this. I didn't know about this collab originally. Okay, I was in Aqua City, which is the Wii Mall, right? I was walking around, and I was like, damn, I see so many Arknights cosplayers. What the fuck is going on? I was like, something is up. And then I saw a girl with an Arknight's bag, like a actual bag, and I'm like, where'd she get that? I obviously didn't ask because I didn't want to like bother her, but I was like, what the fuck is going on? So then I was going like doing my rounds because I wanted to check out every single floor. I was going from like floor 1 to floor 2 to floor 3 to floor 4, and then on floor 4 I see this. Okay, hold up, I straight up see this. I was like, huh? Is this an Arknights collab? And then it fucking is! And it's like specifically for the Nanjing Zoo collab. So Nanjing has a zoo called Hongshan Zoo, Red Mountain. So Hongshan Forest Zoo. And they had a collaboration. I was like, oh my god, I'm at the right place at the right fucking time. So then this is the pop-up shop. So the collab has 2 parts. There is a bunch of pop-up shops that is all throughout China. But then there's also one collab that is specifically at the zoo. And that is only in Nanjing. So I just happened to be at the place where they're hosting the shop pop-up. So then I took some photos. Oh yeah, I got a postcard. So if you take a photo, like a selfie, and then you tag it online, they give you like a postcard. So I got a postcard. And then there's like a 다카活动. So that's the photo event. And then if you at the pop-up shop, if you spend over 300 yuan, which is like 60 Canadian, which is so cheap, oh my guys. Merch for especially Arknights merch in China is so cheap. Okay, for a low price of 60 Canadian, you get like a limited like how should I explain this? It's like a PVC clear plastic frame, and you can use it to frame a lot of different things. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I wanted to go, but then I checked the writing here, and it's basically by reservation. Reservation's not that bad. You basically do everything through WeChat. There's like a mini program you can open through WeChat, and then clear files. Oh, it's not clear files. It's very tiny. It's kind of like a viewfinder frame. It's very tiny. I forgot if I took a photo later, but it's basically the size of what's a common item we all have? Like a bus pass. It's like that size. It's pretty small. But yeah. So to go into the pop-up shop, you need to make a reservation, and then everything's done through the WeChat mini program. You do need a phone number though, but I feel like foreign phone numbers could work as well. I used a Chinese phone number, so I wasn't able to test it out. But you fill in a phone number, and then it's one phone number per reservation period. They divided it up into two. So there's a first week and a second week. I went during the first week, and then you basically can only use the phone number once. So even though I bumped into the pop-up, I couldn't go that day. So then I booked the reservation on the spot, and then I went another day. But yeah, the pop-up is really nice. After seeing this pop-up IRL, I'm like, damn, North America really doesn't get any good pop-ups. And even you know, some people are just like, oh, but you do get pop-ups. Yeah, but are they like to this scale? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Like, these are all like lit up from behind. It was very crisp. It was very clean. Oh, here's Lapland for Lappy enjoyers. But yeah, Suzuran. And then our boy Tragodia. I took a closer shot of him because he's male knights. And also look at this little cat, so cute. But yeah, I really like this collab. Whoever they hire as an artist knows what they're doing. Okay, that artist is so good. Oh yeah, so I mentioned that it's a K-pop mall as well. So I also found some K-pop merch. K-pop merch is honestly not like super duper poppin'. There's honestly not that many K-pop. Some Stray Kids. Some of my friends tasked me to find specifically Lino photo cards. I could not find it. I found some like common ones. I think this is from like their season's greetings or whatnot. But yeah, there is Stray Kids, but there's not a lot of Stray Kids, so I wasn't able to find things for my friends. Oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys went to like CN hosted Arknights events here in Canada, but at a lot of CN hosted events, there's like a big ass wall where you can write things. I didn't know what this was from, and I didn't understand the culture until I went to China. Basically, every single like collab or every single space, they would like rent out a wall, have like a banner, and then fans can just write messages, draw on it. It's actually quite nice. And then they occasionally like swap it out so there's more room for people, like new people, to draw things on. So I believe this is Wuwa. I took a photo because, I don't know, it's just interesting. Even though I don't play Wuwa. But I'm sure like Wuwa enjoyers would appreciate it. So here you go, Wuwa enjoyers. Here you go. Oh yeah, so there's a couple of collabs. This is the Kayo, I think is what it's called, collab. These are all blind boxes, so I didn't get any because I personally don't like blind boxes that much. Because I have shitty luck. So I usually, if there's a blind box good I want, I usually just buy it on the aftermarket. I'd rather pay a little bit more than to gamble and get nothing. Oh yeah, and another meal. Oh, I ate so much good food on this trip. Holy shit. I also gained a little bit of weight. But that's to be expected. I can lose it back here in Canada where there's nothing to eat. Yep. Okay, so I mentioned that I made a reservation. The night before the reservation, I made a post on Xiaohongshu. And I told people what freebies I'll be bringing. I got my stickers at the time. I got my Big Chungus sticker, and here's the file for the Big Chungus sticker. I got my Wang sticker, and then my Yu sticker, and and all these other freebies. And I also brought some freebies from Canada. So I was like, oh, by the way, if you guys want like overseas freebies, I got it too. So yeah. I also went with a very, very Arknights coded bag. This bag, I don't even think you can buy. I was gifted this from the employees. Like the employees at Hypergryph gave me this. It's for SKport, which is like their social media. Like they're basically their equivalent of Hoyoverse. So the team over there gave me that, and then there's also this is the tag I was talking about. Every single person that is into Arknights has at least one of these on their bags. Sometimes I saw like multiple, but you'll see at least one if they're into Arknights. So I knew I was gonna be buying a lot. I knew I was gonna be buying a lot because I was buying for some server members. I was proxying, and then I didn't want to seem to other people like a scalper. So I was like, you know what? I gotta deck myself out in Arknights merch. So I brought up all the Arknights things I could, like these Amiya plushie, the bag, right, and the freebies. I was like, I gotta pass as an Arknights fan. I can't make them think I'm a scalper. I am not a scalper. So yeah, so I went to the event dressed like that, and then I was in line giving stuff out to people, you know, to drive the point home that I'm really just a fan. I'm not a scalper. But yeah, I gave a bunch of freebies to the girls who were in front of me. Because I arrived a little bit early, and then they told me to wait in like a secondary line. So then I waited there, and then while waiting, I gave merch to people. I also gave them to staff. Basically, every single staff that I saw, I gave one to. I think staff appreciated it. I think. But yeah, I also handed out some Arknights Canada ones. I was pretty happy. I was like, I gotta represent us, okay? I gotta represent us. So, inside the collab shop is honestly a pretty nice space. I like that they they cap how many people can enter at each time. So even though it's in your like time segment, they only let in like about 20 people or less. It honestly didn't feel crowded at all, so I was really happy that they did that. The displays, these are the cups, and these are the coasters. It was really cute. I thought about buying a ceramic cup, but then I already bought the Pokemon one, and I didn't want to carry like 2 items which may break in transit. So I was like, you know what? I'll leave one of the items. So I didn't end up buying it. Here is more display. There's like a whole like journal, which I found so cute. The collab merch this time was like 10 out of 10. It's actually things I will personally use. So yeah, it was very cute. That's the front of the journal. This is the inside of the journal. Here's the little plushies. I ended up getting the Phantom plushie myself. And this is a little hat bag. It's not a functional hat, unfortunately. If it was, I think I would have gotten it. It's just a bag. And then this is the Lapland foldable bag. Oh yeah, there is a limit of 3. So for each item, you can only get 3. And luckily, for the amount that people wanted, I was within my limit. And this is the Phantom booth. There's like a little home for the plushies, the tsums, as I like to call them. And then this is the foldable bags. I'll see if I can find a photo of them opened in future pictures, but oh yeah, everything's just so cute, man. I was like squealing on the inside. I was like, ah, I wish we had this in North America. Come on, Hypergryph, please. It was so cute. Oh yeah, I got this t-shirt as well. This one in the back. Oh, these were acrylic keychains. They're not super functional, so I didn't end up getting it. A lot of acrylics. Oh, here's the vibe. Please ignore my finger. I'm really shitty at taking photos. Oh yeah, there's me. I was looking at things, I think. Oh, more photos of me. Oh yeah, okay. So this bag, or I guess 2 baskets of t-shirts. My basket was literally overflowing, but staff there was so nice. They saw me struggling to carry it, and they're like, "Oh, do you want me to carry it for you?" So then they had me they put out a counter for me, and then they also gave me like a new basket so I can put new things in there. I was so scared to be called out as a scalper, but then they were like encouraging me to spend. So I was pretty happy at that. I didn't get called out for buying way too much. Yeah, I had 3 whole bags. But this is the bag I was telling you guys earlier. I was like, I saw some girl holding the Arknights bag, and I was like, where'd she get that? Now I know where. It's at the pop-up. These bags are so nice. I actually have some left over from this. I think I packed it in my otakudan luggage. So if there's like big orders and whatnot, I'll probably use one of the bags. And then it'll be like a little souvenir from China. It'll be a little souvenir from China. Here's me carrying all of that there. Oh boy. Okay, the thing about that day is it was raining. It was raining a lot during that week because it was typhoon season and there's quite literally like a typhoon on the way. So the winds were rough, okay? The winds were bad. Yeah, as you can see, the sky is not super great. But this is the Aqua City I was talking about. It's like an outdoor mall, kind of. But it's completely indoors. Because the shops themselves have like a separate door to separate the inside from the outside. But yeah. There's a couple stories, and then on the very, very top floor is a Holiday Inn, I later found out. So if you want like a English-speaking hotel and you don't mind Holiday Inn, you could totally stay on top of the Wii Mall. That is an option. Yeah, so I mentioned that typhoon was coming in. The winds were so bad that trees blew over. I literally braved the typhoon winds for this collab to buy stuff for people. It was interesting. Oh yeah, so this is me at home trying out my merch. I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if I went to the zoo like this? And I really did originally want to go to the zoo, okay? Because like I said, there's 2 parts to this collab. Just a pop-up merch store, and then there's the like the zoo collab. But then I ultimately decided not to, and I'll explain a little bit why later. This is another Yasue Fensi from a hole-in-the-wall shop. I don't know if you guys experienced this, but even in North America, like the best Chinese foods are from like places that don't speak English and that look really sus. You know what I mean? So I went to one of those sus places, and honestly, this shit was banger, okay? This shit was really, really banger. I was like, oh damn. It's just way better flavor. It looks a little bit more sus, but honestly, it is worth it. And I didn't get sick. I think it's a lot better than like previous years in China where you have to be careful about what to eat and whatnot. But now it's like a lot cleaner. Okay, so this is what I mentioned. So for the zoo collab part of the collaboration, it was basically a stamp rally. And then there's like a little map, and then you can get little stamps. And then once you get all these 4 stamps, you get some stamps. There needs to be the owner's kids working on their homework or playing around the register. You get it. You get the vibe, exactly. And then there needs to be something sus going on in the background or in the kitchens. Otherwise, the food's not gonna taste right. This is not my photo, but this is like a strategy guide. It's actually so funny. People are posting strategy. Yeah, those issues popped up. There was also an issue with them like gatekeeping the stamps. Like for whatever reasons, they thought it was a good idea to gatekeep it to the first 1,000 per like people who enter the park. But then on the first day, over 3,000 people went. And then they, instead of giving out only 1,000 a day, they gave out 3,000 a day. But then from that day onwards, basically every day, they only limited to 1,000. And I honestly don't know why they do that. like you could do that and limit it and also have a reservation on the side so that whoever didn't get a reservation didn't have to go inside the zoo, right? But then there's quite a lot of people who bought tickets to enter the zoo and then realized they couldn't get it. So yeah, stamp rallies don't be paid, even in Chinese events. But the good thing is that the official organizers realized that, you know, putting the stamp card after you get in was a bad move because you could scam people out of like $70 or 70 Chinese yuan for the to enter the park or the zoo. So now they changed the location to be you collect the stamp card outside the zoo, and if you don't get a stamp card, you can choose not to enter today. So I thought that was pretty good. Hearing the uncles yelling random things whenever someone goes in the kitchen area. Exactly. And using like the most foul language. That's how you know the food be banger. Oh yeah, okay, so after that, it was getting closer to the time where I was scheduled to go to Shanghai to meet up with Hypergryph people. So I decided to dye my hair, okay? And ta-da! I actually really like the way it turned out. I actually vibed a lot with the salon owner, the hairdresser, but he turned out to be super sus later on, okay? So the TLDR, at the time, I was like, I don't want to be filmed. If you do post me, like post my hair, blur out my face. Like this, basically, right? Like blur out my face. I don't want my face out there. This is just a privacy thing, right? I like to be as private as possible. So then he agreed to all that. Except this fucker still filmed me. And then when I asked him, he's like, oh, this is just for my personal use. Like, this is for me to document my process. I'm not going to post it online. So then I was like, okay, fine. You can keep filming. So then he filmed me. And then when I went home and I checked his, like, social media page, he had me all posted up there. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So then I told him, hey, can you remove this? I didn't give consent for this. And he's like, oh, don't worry. It'll be removed. And then he doesn't fucking remove it. So 3 hours later, I asked him again. It's like, hey, can you remove it? And he's like, oh yeah, don't worry. I respect you. I will definitely remove it. Doesn't fucking remove it. So then at that time, it was already super late. I was like, holy fucking shit, this fucker. Like, is he trying to like post my face and like lie about his intentions? Like, what the fuck is this? I didn't give consent for this. So then I was like, you know what? If he doesn't delete it by morning, I'm gonna go napalm. So then I slept, and then when I wake up in the morning, my post was still fucking up. So then I was like, I stopped being polite with him. I was like, if you don't delete this now, I'm gonna call the authorities. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, sorry. And then he deleted everything immediately. Okay, so that this is a lesson where I learned that a lot of like Chinese owners, especially, or like shop owners, they will only listen to you if it's if you're like threatening. If you're not threatening, if you're too polite, they take it as like, oh, I can take advantage of her. So then it's not that I can't be mean, it's that I'm giving you the benefit of doubt and treating you nicely. But a lot of people just don't want to be treated nicely. So for these people, I recommend going all out. Going all out to the extent of the law. Did he have a similar story with uncles smoking restaurants too? Yes! Oh my god! Okay, I'm glad you asked. That actually happened in Suzhou. I guess I could talk about it now. Okay, I actually didn't have photos of the restaurants, unfortunately, but I'll make a little diagram because I think it's helpful to illustrate it. Okay, so I'll just turn this layer off. So this happened in Suzhou. Right now we're still in the Nanjing portion of my trip, but basically in Suzhou there's Suzhou is known for its arts. So there's this thing called it's basically a lady. There's a stage, right? There's a stage. A lady will use an instrument, usually like a pipa, which is like it's like a string instrument. It's like a tiny guitar, but it's really not a guitar. It's only 2 strings, I think. So there's like a lady with a pipa, and then there's like a bunch of like these square tables where people can like sit down, listen to a pretty lady sing and perform while having food and tea. So like that's a thing. Okay. So I wanted to try that out. So I was like, hold up, let me draw another table. So I was like sitting here. I'll use blue. So I was like sitting here, right? And then like there's a bunch of like fuckers, or I shouldn't say fuckers, okay? They're uncles. A bunch of uncles here smoking. So this entire area you could feel the smoke, okay? And then what's stupid is that like right behind them there was like a no smoking sign, okay? Like no smoking sign. Like right here. So then you can imagine from my point of view, okay? I'm looking at them, like 3 guys smoking here, and then I see a no smoking sign, like what the hell is this? Right? And it's clear that, okay, originally I wasn't gonna say anything, okay? I really wasn't. I was like, you know what? You know, Chinese people are, especially older Chinese people, are kind of like this, that, you know, they think that because they're older, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And most people, because they don't want to be seen as like non-filial or being mean to older people, they just shut the fuck up. But what happened is, there was a store worker, well, not store worker, but like a waiter. A waiter asked them to stop smoking, okay? And the waiter had full right to do so because the rule at the restaurant is you shouldn't smoke. And then these 3 were so rude to this guy. They were just like, oh, keep doing your work, you know? Pretend you didn't see anything. I was like, what the fuck is this? You don't speak to someone who is like literally working here. You think he's talking to you because he wants to? It's because you're bothering other guests. So because they bullied this guy, I was really fucking tilted, okay? So I was like, you know what? Maybe because they view him as a waiter and as like lesser than them, I'm gonna speak up for this guy because I'm also a paying customer. So then I basically told these 3 guys, I was like, are you guys blind? Do you not see the sign behind you? It literally says no smoking. Like, why are you guys doing this shit inside? Like, if you want to smoke, go outside. And I told them, and then they were like, oh, it was so funny. They thought I was a young kid, okay? They thought I was super young, like a teenager, and they're like, oh, little kid, go, like, just keep eating your meal. Like, shut the fuck up and keep eating your meal. Like, that's the vibe I got. And then I was like, and then I was like, I'm also someone who spent money here. So why is it that, you know, I'm spending money here to follow the rules, but then you guys are not, they weren't really spending money, okay? They were just like sitting here, they order like one little tea, and then they're just like sipping tea and like smoking. They're not really eating. I had like a bunch of meals, like a bunch of dishes here, okay? So I was like, dude, I'm literally spending money and you guys are ruining my vibe. So then there was other like local Suzhou aunties who like stepped in and then kind of told them like, hey, you know, you're also bothering other guests. Maybe it's best to go outside, because they were trying to like not trying to make us fight. Because allegedly these 3 guys do this so often that the locals know them. And then the day prior to this, they got into like a physical altercation with someone else. So the local student aunties are so scared that they're gonna pull the same shit with me. So then they stepped in and they're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna protect this little girl, because they thought I was a kid, right? So then we're gonna protect this little girl, and then we're gonna like you know, politely ask these guys to go outside. These guys didn't want to budge. These guys didn't want to budge at all. So then I was like, you know what, this is fucked up. So then I went to go speak to the manager. I pulled a whole ass Karen. So yeah, the manager was actually on her way over because like they were really loud. I wasn't yelling at all. I was just talking to them, but then they were like yelling back. So the manager also saw that. So then the manager walked over and basically asked them, you know, if you want to smoke, please smoke outside. There's other guests here. And then that's when they finally relented and they went outside. It was so funny. So then everyone was a little bit shocked, right? Because the onlookers were just like, oh, this kid, because this type of behavior is basically not a thing. Very rare, especially in like from a younger person to an older person. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you're older, man. If you're wrong, you're straight up wrong. There's a no smoking sign right behind you. I don't know what to say. I actually don't know what to say. If it was an area that allowed smoking, I wouldn't have said shit. You know what I mean? But literally, the no smoking sign right behind you, you know, you had it coming. So yeah, they went out. I think like only two of them went out, so that the last guy was staying here because he decided to just wasn't going to smoke. I left for a bit to look at other things, and then these two came back, and then they started smoking inside again. But then the moment they saw me come back, they were like, "Oh shit, the girl is back!" And then they warned each other to put away their smokes. It was really really funny. Greetings, fellow doctor. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I am talking about how I talked a couple uncles into following the rules. So yeah, moral of the story, speak up, especially if you see someone else getting bullied. Because if you're right, you are right. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. And if people want to, start an altercation, do whatever the law tells you to do. Because realistically, if they started hitting me, that would be on them, right? There's cameras everywhere. They're going to get in trouble. And no one's going to go that far. Chinese people will sound scary to like scare you into basically bully you into doing their things, especially older Chinese people. But if you don't play by the rules and you stand up to bullying, it's chill. They will back the fuck off because they're also scared of you. It's probably because we were raised in a different environment, so we have less societal respect for the elders built in. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. The way that I explain filial piety, I think is the word. The way I explain it to non-Chinese people is basically, I call it generational PUA, which is like generational gaslighting. Because it is, in a way, if you think about it, right? You're like gaslighting other people into thinking that just because someone is older, they're wiser and better. No, fuck that. Some people abuse that power. I'll respect you when you do respectful things, but like if you're literally yelling at a waiter, being rude, and not following rules, I'm gonna call you the fuck out. So yeah, moral of the story, speak up. You have a voice, definitely use it. So yeah, I went to Hypergryph with this haircut because I wanted to represent Tutu, my wife. Generational gaslighting, exactly. We're searching for Arknight's live stream and stumble here. Do you make art for HG? I do not. But my art is at HG. I had the honor. Okay. I'll do a brief intro, I guess. I do fan art. I've been a fan of Arknight since launch, basically. And right now, I am one of the moderators of the Arknights Canada server. Is basically a place where we host Arknights events, both fan events and even sometimes unofficial events. Yostar has sponsored some of our members, so we do work with them in some official capacity, but not 100%. And I don't make art for Hypergryph. I make fan art, but then I had the opportunity to visit Hypergryph, so that's exactly what I did this summer. And that's what this trip is about. So yeah, welcome to the stream. This is my Yap stream where I talk about what happened. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, this is before I went to Shanghai, so we're not in Shanghai yet. Okay, I have to recommend this place. It's so weird because all the places that I liked, the rankings weren't great, or the ratings weren't great on Google Maps. I don't know why that's the case. Because I really liked it. But this place, it's a purely vegetarian restaurant. And what I really liked about it is the lore behind it is that it was started by a Buddhist monk. And then, you know how Buddhists don't eat meat? So then he basically started this restaurant as a way to introduce vegan and vegetarianism to most normal people, because meat eaters are so common in China. I really like eating vegetables. I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, but I do lean that way, mostly because I don't support factory farming. So for me to find a pure vegetarian place, I was like, oh hell yeah, this is banger. I want to go. So I went. The food is really, really good. Okay, it's probably the best food I've had in Nanjing thus far. So I was really happy I found this place, and it was really cheap too. It was like a buffet style, and then I think it was only 26 renminbi. So what is that? 5 Canadian, roughly like that. So I highly recommend. I put the location up in case anyone want to go. It's really good. Oh, I've been talking a lot. Oh yeah, my Chungus fan. I was so happy, dude. I had such a cursed idea. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I had a buff Chungus? And like everyone loved it, even the people at Hypergryph, which I'll show you guys later. But yeah, I had a Chungus fan and I brought it with me basically everywhere. Oh yeah, this was another meal I had. This is what I mean by like meals in China were so cheap. Whatchamacallit? This entire meal I think was like less than 100 Canadian. And there were like 10 plus dishes. So, and it was really good too. All of this for less than 100 Canadian. Shocking, if I do say so myself. Well, I also found some snackies. I found Milner. I also found the OPP. And then there's Amiya. I didn't end up trying it though, but the prices are... This is basically under... it's like a little bit over $1. So it's actually really cheap. Snacks are very cheap in China. I keep seeing your sneak peeks of fans you designed. I need a set next Otakuthon weekend. Thank you, I appreciate your support. I'll definitely have Chungus there. I didn't make fans of the other ones because I guess Chungus design just feels the best as a fan. Because if the design is too, I guess, too non-round, or if there's gaps in the middle, then it doesn't fan as well. The Milner chips are pretty good when I tried them a while ago. Oh, that's good. I haven't tried any yet. I'm not a huge snacker, unfortunately. Although, except for con weekends. If it's a convention weekend, then I will eat a lot. Okay, so time to yap about it. Yeah, about this. So I found this thing. This, for those wondering, is a transit pass. And it's an official collaboration. So when I found this, I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Because the good thing about, so in China, you'll find cards with this symbol. The T Union symbol. If your card has this symbol, then it basically means you can use it in a lot of cities for transit. So these are things like subways, buses, local buses, those things. So you can use one card for like basically the entirety of China. Unless it's like really small cities. But big cities, you can basically use this. And I was like, you know what? I'm hitting up a lot of places. I should get one. So then I didn't get one. I got two. I got both of them. The Amiya one is so cute, right? I saw the artwork and I was like, this is so cute. I gotta have it. And then I got the Yu one as well because it had so many cute beans. I was like, I want it. So yeah, I got it. I recommend getting one. I think it's a little bit harder to charge it if you don't have a local phone card, but I'm pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure you can charge it at any subway station that supports like this whole thing. So you can definitely charge it in person even if you don't have access to the online portal. Yeah, so this was my meal before Shanghai. This was me in like the high-speed rail station. I wasn't feeling that hungry, so I just got a wrap and soy milk. Lucky getting merch straight from the source. Oh, absolutely. If you rewind a little bit, I was talking about getting collab merch for like my fellows in here in Canada. It's so much cheaper, my dudes and gals in chat. Holy shit. If you... Okay. I gotta make a diagram, because I don't want to see you guys getting scammed, okay? Alright, so... there's a lot of... there's a lot of whatchamacallit. There's a lot of third-party sellers in North America, and then the prices are basically 2 to 3 times what it actually is. Actually 2 to 3 times is good. Sometimes I've seen it as high as 10 times, especially for small things like buttons. Cause I remember I bought a Jingyuan from Honkai Star Rail. I bought a button that is like, it was like 15 renminbi. So that's like that is 3 Canadian, okay? And I saw it being sold for like 10 Canadian here. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, what the fuck is this? I recently ordered the lore compendium, but had my relatives buy it in the UK. Oh, I hope I hope it's cheaper in the UK. Yeah, so the best way to buy merch especially unless it's like merch that has like language translations. But if you don't care about the language, the best way to buy merch is to check on like the official site. So the official CN site is the best way to do it. The official CN site. Because sometimes they have special offers that other platforms don't have. And then secondly, you should check Tmall or Taobao. And then lastly, if you want to gamble. If you want to gamble, you can try like Pinduoduo, which is like Chinese Temu, but it's better than Temu, like Ian Temu. But Pinduoduo has a lot of fake goods, so I don't recommend this. So this is like if they have an official storefront. Some stores have an official storefront, but usually don't. So this one I don't recommend, but these two I definitely recommend. So then what you can do is you can buy it from the official sites, and usually the official sites will have like English translation. So even if you don't speak Chinese, it's chill. So you can buy it from the official site, and then you can use like a proxy service. So they'll just ship it to your proxy, and then your proxy will ship it to you in whichever country you are. So for us, it's like Canada, but then you can also ship it to like USA, other countries, basically wherever the proxy shipping goes. And it's actually cheaper than even the third-party sellers, because the third-party sellers, they have to use these proxy services too usually. If there's a small one, if they're big, they can arrange for their own sea freight services. But then, like, you're still going through a proxy, so you might as well become the proxy, you know what I mean? And then you can cut out the middleman fees, because the middleman fees are starting to get ridiculous. I personally use a Chinese, like purely Chinese-speaking proxy that operates on WeChat. So I can't recommend that, but a true and tested one is a Cainiao. Cainiao. You guys can look it up. Cainiao belongs to Alibaba, I think, and Alibaba owns Taobao as well. So these two are the same company. So they handle the so Cainiao is a shipping version of that. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Yeah, got mine from Yostar Official and the special anniversary postcard with it. Yes. Okay, so the special case here is Yostar. Yostar has its own separate things. I actually don't think Yostar has a CN storefront, because Yostar's whole gimmick is that, or I guess not a gimmick, their whole business model is that they deal with overseas customers, so people like us. So I definitely, for Yostar merch, I actually haven't seen any CN storefronts. So the Yostar merch you see is the price that you have to pay. So for the cheapest way to get Yostar merch is probably in person at conventions. They often go to Otakuthon. I haven't heard if they're going to be back this year. They said they weren't going to be back last year, but then they were still there. So who knows? Yeah, cheapest way would be to buy it at a convention if it's Yostar. But if it's like official Hypergryph or Gryph line, then China storefronts is the cheapest way to get it. Okay, detour over. So I had this, and then I got on the high-speed rail. I honestly didn't sleep well for most of that week because I was kind of jet lagged. So then the moment I got on the train, I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. And then the distance from Nanjing to Shanghai is like less than 2 hours one way. And like the distance is similar to that of like Toronto and Montreal. So you can imagine, like, even to drive to Montreal, it takes like 4+ hours. So for this high-speed rail to basically cut that in less than half, very impressive. Okay, I'm so impressed with the like transit in China. It's actually really, really good. Okay, so this is in Shanghai. This is one of the temples. I only looked at it from the outside because I didn't have time to go on inside. But one thing I noticed is that to flaunt wealth, Chinese people will just make things out of gold. So everything here is gold plated. It's actually real gold. So yeah, Chinese people like that. I personally find it a little bit tacky, but it is what it is, you know. Okay, so this is a location. I forgot what it's called. But if you take a screenshot and put this in Google, I'm sure you can find it. But this is a tourist location. It's kind of like a walking street, so the cars can't go inside, and then there's a bunch of shopping malls. I'm gonna be honest, it feels a lot like Fuzimiao, but instead of older Chinese, it's like more recent, like around World War II China. So here's like the architecture from that time. The shops are also made in that image. It's actually such a vibe when it's raining. I will say that. Yuan? Oh, maybe. It actually might be. Yeah, it probably is. So yeah. I think the subway station is called that too. So it's the same subway station. I will write that down. Yuan. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, Aubrey. Okay. Okay, this pisses me off, okay? So I was like looking at all this nice architecture and then I fucking see like Messi. This is Messi, right? Yeah, I fucking see Messi out of nowhere. Wait, is this Messi or this is Messi? This is Messi. So I see this out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is this like blocking my view? Why is this blocking my view of the architecture? And then yeah, they have a whole ass like FIFA storefront because it was FIFA was happening during that time. So they had a whole pop-up store in the middle of this shopping mall area, and I'm just like, it ruins the vibes a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But then that's what I realized about like Chinese attractions is that a lot of it is so commercialized. It's not even like traditional anymore. Like both Shanghai and Nanjing, like traditional attractions are basically amusement parks, and to me, it feels a little bit tacky. Because in literally every other country, if you go there and then you see like traditional architecture, is like actually from the era, right? And then they don't add technology on top of it. But then China, they basically, I guess, they give it new life by changing everything about it. And again, this is just my opinion as an outsider. But I've been told that Chinese people really like this. So I guess they're changing it for the Chinese public. But like for me, I'm just like, this is not what I want to see in China. You know what I mean? But if the locals like it, I can't really say shit. So yeah, and that's why they have Messi in the middle of the street here. So the buildings are quite nice, and I think you can even go inside some of these. These are basically restaurants on the sides. Like you basically enter through here, and then you can eat upstairs if you like. Oh, there were so many people with wearing like hanfu and taking photos. So that was kind of nice. I want to do that one day. Usually, well, I hope it's not raining. I don't want to take it when it's raining. Oh yeah, this is what I mean by like over commercialization. So they have a bunch of like collaborations. This is for Luo Xiaohei, which is I don't know if you remember, but there was like a like a little cat character operator in Arknights. That's from this IP. It's very, very popular in China. I think it's a kids show, but I'm not entirely sure. But people like it because it's cute and it has nice animation. This is another view. It's very pretty at night. There is a lot of people on the bridge though. But the buildings are really, really nice when it's lit. More buildings. There was a Link Click collab, which is why you see like the main characters of Link Click right here. I don't know if you guys watch Link Click, but I recommend it. I really like season 1. I think season 2 is it's mystery, which is why I like it, but I feel like now it's a little bit queer baiting, so I'm not like a huge fan anymore. But it's still fun if you're into that. Oh yeah, okay, so after I left the Yuan place, I went to Waitan, which is I actually don't know the English translation, but I'm sure if you Google like what is it? Shanghai beachfront, Shanghai ferry, you'll find it. The Bund? Oh, is it called the Bund? Okay, yeah. So if you go to the Bund, you'll see it. But this is what everyone comes to see. It's the CN Tower. I'm kidding, it's not the CN Tower. I wish we had something as nice as that. But that's the I don't know the English name, but the Chinese name is Dongfang Minzhu, right? I think that's what it's called. But everyone comes to see that, and there were so many tourists. And then there is a clock tower. Oriental Pearl. Oh, thank you, Aubrey. Aubrey is way more Chinese than me, so I appreciate you helping me out. But yeah, the Oriental Pearl. Everyone's going for that. Okay, I recently found out that Shanghai was colonized by the Portuguese, I think. So then there's like a few sections in Shanghai where it has like Portuguese, like Portuguese architecture, and I found that interesting. So that clock tower was one of them because I think like that's where they held meetings for a city and whatnot. Oh yeah, so yeah, I had to take a obligatory, you know, obligatory photo. There were so many people. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Before I go there, let me go back to one of the photos. Okay, I didn't take any of the people because I was actually avoiding people on purpose. But if you go to the Bund, be prepared, especially if you don't like noise. But basically, there's a loudspeaker that's giving out a warning like 24/7. It's always on. It's telling people beware of scammers, beware of people selling unlicensed merchandise, and it was blasting the whole time. And then the place is filled with a lot of like tourists. It was very, very crowded. For this reason alone, I actually prefer Victoria Harbor in Hong Kong a lot better. Because you're getting the same views or similar views. I shouldn't say the same views. You're getting similar views with way less people. Because like and let me just go back real quick. Because when I went to Victoria Harbor, I was walking along this entire like seafront, and it was like quiet. There were tourists, but like it was very, very minimal. And then there was basically no one around. It was around the same time too, also on a weeknight, and it was like empty. I love that. Okay, so if you want that vibe, I actually highly recommend Victoria Harbor over the Bund. The Bund is too crowded. I'm personally not a fan. I think it's a tourist trap, and I kind of knew it was a tourist trap going in. But you know, when in Rome, do what Romans do, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah. Okay, and then on the second day, I experienced Chinese healthcare. Some would say Hong Kong is in decline. Well, we can all kind of know why it's in decline, right? I won't say much more than that, but you know, I wonder why it's in decline. But I actually think Hong Kong is not that in decline, other than like, you know, the main reason. But in terms of like tourist places, I think it's actually about the same. But yeah, people are entitled to their opinions. You know, feel free, agree to disagree. This is just my opinions. Don't like shoot me. You can debate, but like don't shoot. So yeah, okay. I experienced Chinese healthcare. It is not a major issue. It was a minor thing. It's not as like magical as people make it out to be. There were a shit ton of people in Shanghai needing help, like to be seen. So the wait times are not short at all. They're long, but they're not like as long as say a North American emergency room. Cause like I can't speak for other countries, but at least for the Canadian ones that I've been to, the emergency room, the wait times are like 6 hour plus. I can say for certainty that China is shorter than that. It is shorter than that. It's also cheaper. I think after this, it was so for context, it was like it was related to a bug bite that I had, and then I got ointments, and it was only like the ointment itself was already pretty cheap, and then just to see the doctor, it cost like 25 yuan, which is like what, 5 Canadian to see the doctor. So it was really, really cheap. So it's cheap and faster, but it's not like as magical and short as people make it seem online. There's still wait time. It's just the wait time is way shorter. So yeah. But I do have to say the Chinese doctors don't have bedside manners. They really don't. I feel like a lot of Chinese like professionals, they just lack a lot of I don't want to say politeness, but it's kind of like that. It's like they're just very rude. But it's not that they're trying to be rude. It's just that they see so many clients every day. They don't have time for like being nice or being like nice, being cordial. You know what I mean? Entry-level Chinese doctors are undergrads. Oh, wow, really? I TIL. But that would make sense. That's why there's not, like, I'm assuming not as big of a doctor shortage. Like, very straight to your face? Kind of like that, but probably even ruder than that, I would say. At least that's the vibe I got. So they basically, obviously not all doctors, okay? So I'm just speaking from my experience. But the doctors I saw, they were very much like they think they know more than you. So then before you even start talking, they already made an assessment about you and they don't care to learn about your history. So the chances of being misdiagnosed is actually, I would say, decently high, if unless you like push for your own I guess be your own advocate. So there's a high likelihood that they're gonna like assume you're like a chill case even though you might not be. So I would just say, regardless of country, be your own best advocate. If the doctor is like giving you shit, push back. Because it's annoying. No privacy at your appointment too. People literally line up behind you. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I experienced too. You know how here is like against HIPAA laws, I think? It's HIPAA, right? Yeah, I think it's HIPAA. It's against HIPAA laws to basically have your medical information diverse to others. Not in China, dude. Everyone is like in the same room together. They line up behind you. Sometimes they don't even line up, okay? Sometimes they're just crowding the table where the doctor is at. And then yeah, and then the doctor will try to go in order, but obviously if a old granny tries to push her way through, it is what it is. That's the way it goes over there. So yeah. I wouldn't say it's 100% bad because the wait times are shorter, but it's also not as nice as over here. So my advice is still, try not to get not need medical services. Like I said, for me, it wasn't serious. But, stay healthy. Try not to need to go to hospitals in China. But if you have to go, it's not the end of the world. They also do help foreigners. At like public and government hospitals, at all hospitals, I think, are like that. Even private ones. Obviously, there are nicer private ones that you can pay a lot to get in. And then there are private hospitals that's strictly for like CCP people, and then normal people can't get in. Obviously, those are better, but I'm saying for, I guess, the general public that have access to that. Ours in Ontario is called personal health information. Oh, it's PIPA. PIPA? Oh, that's so weird, man. Why is Ontario like that? So HIPAA is American, I'm assuming. It's an Asian thing when it comes to hospitals. Maybe. I haven't been to a hospital in Japan yet. Or Korea. I guess I'll find out. Okay. Okay, so after the hospital visit, I actually met up with my contact at Hypergryph. So basically, okay, I guess I'll start from the beginning. Through doing organized events, like fan events, because I also run my own fan events. Through running fan events, I met people who currently work and who used to work at Hypergryph. And through that, we became friends. And through these connections, they were like, hey, if you're visiting China, I can take you to the HQ. They originally wanted to give me a tour, but then due to the recent leaks, they really, really cracked down on bringing other people inside. So it's very strict. So I wasn't able to go inside, but I was still able to go to the building itself. And so because they knew I was coming, I was like, you know what? I can't go to the Mecca, the Mecca for Arknights players empty-handed. So I decided to bring some gifts. I'll show you guys later what I brought, but I also wanted to bring something from the community, because it was the community that basically kept me playing Arknights, if that makes sense. Because like the game is just a game, you know what I mean? But the people who play this game are all pretty level-headed and people that I enjoy talking to, and some of them are my lifelong friends. So I wanted to bring something from them as well. So I decided to bring like a card from the community. So that was like my goal. My goal is to basically be a courier and deliver a letter. So yeah. So I met up with my friend. There's a lot of weeb stuff in Shanghai. Like, Shanghai is the weebest city I've been in, and that's like including Tokyo as well. Because the thing about Tokyo is the weave buildings are kind of spaced apart, right? I'm not sure if you guys been to Tokyo, but like those who have gone and specifically went to find weeb stuff, you'll understand exactly what I mean. Like some of them might be in Shinjuku, some of them might be in like Akihabara, but it's spread out. But for China, basically all the weeb stuff is located in like one mall, and this one mall is just filled with weeb things. And Shanghai specifically has two. One of them is this location. It's Joy City. So Joy City is another location. I'm gonna use red. Joy City is a location you want to check out if you are a weeb. There's a lot of stuff here. When I went, there was an Idolmaster cafe. I don't play Idolmaster, but I took some photos in case there are people who do. And then these are like the store hours, the menus that they have, and then also the special freebies. And then purchase items you can get when you go to the cafe. And this is inside a cafe. It's quite cute. Oh yeah, okay. So my friend told me lore about this place. So this place says Caesarea. It's a Japanese owned restaurant. So it's a Japanese company, but they make Italian food. It is especially, and I mean especially popular with Chinese weebs. So what I've been told is like all weebs everywhere, most weebs tend to be poor. And the best thing about Caesarea is that the menu prices are dirt cheap. They're genuinely dirt cheap. And the quality is not bad. So a lot of weebs really like coming here after a convention. So they'll just like choose this as their meetup spot after a con. Now, what do I mean by cheap? So this is, in my opinion, it looks a little bit sad. And to be honest, it tasted a little bit sad too. I actually got a tummy ache from eating this. So this entire thing was like 15 Chinese yuan. So like, what is that in Canadian? 3 Canadian, okay? 3 Canadian for this entire dish. Something about Chinese weeb is so funny to me. Like the wording. Great Value Squid Ink Noodle. Yeah, it's really, really cheap, okay? So I was like, you know what? For that price, I can't complain. But also, I could complain because I got sick over that. And I also had a little slice of pizza. I think the pizza was also pretty cheap. I think it was like 20, if I remember correctly. So that's like what is that? Divided by 5, so like 4 Canadian. So yeah, that was very shocking to me how cheap it is. And this is what I mean. Okay, the Chinese weaves are eating good. So all of these are collabs. So I see a Prince of Tennis collab right here. This hasn't opened yet. I think they're still setting it up. But you see the venue? How like everything's on theme, and then they even have like the proper like decorations for it. You just don't see that in North America because we don't get anything. We literally don't get anything. And then there's also like a Gintama. I don't know if anyone watches Gintama. It might be too old for most weebs nowadays, but like, you know, I was one of the OGs. I remember. I remember Gintama. So they had a Gintama collab as well. And then that day happened to be like Ichigo's birthday, like Ichigo from Bleach. So they had a whole banner for him as well. It was just like really, it was very surprising how, oh yeah, the Ichigo birthday banner. It's just really nice how like how many weebs there are in China. Like weeb is like the default, I guess hobby for Gen Zs and millennials alike. I kind of wanted to go inside, but every single pop-up had their own special rules. So then, and usually some of them are by reservation. So I didn't actually bother going in. But it was nice though. Gintama Disco in front of Prince of Tennis looked kind of funny to me. Right? Yeah, there was like, and this mall, there's more collabs. I only took a photo of the most base level, floor 1. But there's like collabs at every other, like every floor basically had a different collab. It was insane how many collabs there were. I'm actually surprised they have enough people for that. But they do. Oh yeah, so this is the elevator going down. It's very steep. The mall is really big. I think it's like 7-something stories. Joy City. And that's just one of the 2 weeb malls in Shanghai. But yeah, there was a lot of weebs and a lot of cosplayers. It's not frowned upon to cosplay in public in China. Because I don't know if you guys been to Comic-Con or like Japan, but you're not supposed to cosplay in public. But in China, you can cosplay anywhere you like, basically. No one will give a shit. In fact, people will probably like come and compliment your outfit. So yeah, I saw so many cosplayers. Basically, for every like 5 to 10 non-cosplayer or normal dress people, there's like one cosplayer. Just don't cosplay My Hero Academia. Oh, true, right? Because I think like because the author says some things that's anti-China, they banned it or something. That's what I heard. I don't know, but that makes sense. Don't cosplay My Hero Academia. I took a photo of this because it was so cute. And then I later found out that there was like a bigger version, which I have a photo of later that I'll show you. But it was so cute. It's like the Mofu series. Everyone's in pajamas. Very, very cute. Okay, so that is the first Wii Mall. This is the second Wii Mall. There's a Bilibili little TV on top, but they're not officially affiliated with Bilibili. I think they were just doing a collab at a time, which is why the Bilibili mascot is up there. But this is... Let me grab the map. This is part of the Nanjing Road 步行街. So it's like a area where you can just walk. I think it's this one. The Yangguang Shopping Center. But you'll definitely find it along this road if you see like weeb stuff coming out of the building. So this entire area, you can walk on foot. And then there's like shopping to do. There's also weeb stuff. So highly recommend it. It's very, very crowded, but there is an official Shonen Jump store. So I've been told that this building or this mall is where the official stuff is. So the other one is basically where they host collabs and fan events. Here is where a lot of the official companies, like company-owned store shops. So things like Animate, Jump, and then you'll see like Studio Wit also has a store here. But yeah, there's a lot. Okay, so the one thing I love about China is that it's so easy and so cheap to just store your luggage here. So these are the storage locker. I was actually really surprised because if you look closely, some of these are Arknights characters. Like we have Telopsis and then we have Shirney. I think that's how you say it. It's a C silent, I'm not sure. But you have Zerny, you have Kea. All of these are fan art. So what they'll do is they like swap it out periodically. I think it's daily. And then you can rent a locker. For example, if like your favorite is birthday. Yeah, for example, it's Shirney's birthday. So then you can rent out this locker and then put up your fan art to show support. You know, it's like, oh, my Oshi's birthday, I'm gonna support them. So I found that really, really cool and interesting. But yeah, these are storage lockers. You can put your suitcases and your bags in there. It's pretty cheap. I think it was like, what was it? I was walking around for 3 hours or so, and it was only like 25 renminbi, so like 5 Canadian dollars. He named a villain something containing something similar to Prison of War. That certain Japanese regiment did nasty stuff too. Thankfully, got changed quickly after. Oh, okay, I see why it was banned. Yep, that makes sense. In that case, I think it actually probably deserves to be banned because it hurts Chinese people, and that's a Chinese market. So I understand the government's decision. Okay. Okay, another thing that surprised me. There were so many collabs for like old IPs. I wonder if anyone in chat recognized what this is. Because when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. It's fucking Hikaru no Go in the Lore's year of 2026. We got Hikaru no Go. Toes? Oh, true. Okay, there is Toes. Stop looking at Toes. Yes, Hikaru no Go. Yeah, exactly. Right. So then when I saw this, I was like, what the hell is this? Turns out it's an official collaboration. They have a collaboration with Hikaru no Go. And then another thing I saw is I saw a collab for Fairy Tail. Like OG Fairy Tail. I was like, holy shit. I don't even think they do collabs like this in Japan anymore, but they're doing it in China. So yeah. I also checked out well, where's more? There were more photos. I'll put that photo towards the end. But like, I checked out the Hikaru no Go pop up. It was in the basement of the the shopping mall where the storage lockers were. There's another wall where people can like write little post-its, well wishes, draw stuff. That's actually really good. But like draw stuff and put it there. I was shocked. I was like, holy shit. This was like I generally watched this when I was like a kid. I didn't even know what the hell Go was at the time. Well, actually, Hikaru no Go collab went. Holy shit, that's peak. You're so right. Well needs a Hikaru no Go collab. I agree. But yeah, they were like all the main characters are here. It's so nice. I was shook. Okay. Oh yeah, there were a lot of like official weave things. I forgot which company this was. Oh yeah, this company. I never know how to pronounce their names, but Figarts, something like that. SH Figarts. But they make figures. There's also some Haikyuu. Is this a Haikyuu collab too? Let me see. Oh, I can't read the words, but it's I think it's either limited goods or some kind of collab. But yeah, there were just like a lot of collabs for a lot of like weeb stuff. Of course, there's One Piece. One Piece is poppin'. Oh, okay. So I didn't take a photo, but like I think the IP is reverse 1999. But they had like a cosplayer in the set. I should have taken a photo, but like all these people are really tall, and you walk in through the door here. I'm not sure if you can see, but like there's a door here. So I walked in here. I was blocked by like a sea of people. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I went straight up to the escalator, which is on this side, and then I saw a cosplayer in the middle. But basically, there was like a cosplay display, and there were a lot of people here. There's also a IG and Studio Wit store. There's Haikyuu, there's like other IPs. There's also drawings by the original mangaka. This is Spy Family. Signed posters as well by the voice actors, I think. Yeah, the voice actors. So very cool stuff. Oh, okay. I was so happy by how much Digimon I saw. I know Pokemon's popular everywhere, but like I'm a Digimon girly. I'm a Digimon girly. The figure looks so good, okay? So good. I was like freaking out. If they had like a Piyomon figure or like a Garudamon, I would have gotten it. Wargreymon. I know. There were like there was one thing I really wanted. There was like a figure set that you can build for Digimon, but then it's a blind box. So I didn't end up buying it because I only wanted a Piyomon. Oh, they also had a Mugiwara store, which is like the One Piece store if you're into One Piece. There's also a big photo, or like well, not photo, big statue of Luffy. There's also this figure. Okay, my picture doesn't do it justice, but this figure is fucking amazing. I don't know what the hell it is. I just know it looks so fucking cool. I'm sure One Piece fans who knows who this is will appreciate it way more than me. Not gonna lie, younger me felt things for Wargreymon. Stop, that's so funny, because that was me for Garudamon. I think Garudamon was like my sexual awakening. it was really funny. Whitebeard? Ah, okay. That makes sense, he has a Whitebeard. So yeah, there's a Whitebeard figure. Here's a close-up. Everything was just so articulated and so well built. And the thing is, you can buy it too. It only costs like 1,000 Canadian roughly if you translate it. Or translate. If you converted it. Like a little bit more than 1,000. So actually pretty cheap, all things considered. Like if you're really into One Piece, you know what I mean? But just such a beautiful figure. I was very impressed. So yeah. Oh yeah, okay, this cracked me up. So there's a League of Legends store. There's a League of Legends store. Okay, but the thing is, they only sold Poro. And in fact, if it wasn't Poro, I probably wouldn't have known what IP it was. Because I don't play League that much. I only know like the hot men in League. But I saw a bunch of Poros. I was like, why are people holding Poro bags? And like, why is there a bunch of Poro everywhere? And then I was like, wait, this is League of Legends. So yeah, there's a whole League of Legends store, except they only sell Poro. I didn't go in, but it's like basically only Poro. It's like Poro dressed up or cosplaying as like other characters. Did the League stores smell okay? No BO? It actually smelled fine because most of the customers were women, probably because of the poro. So thank God for poros. Oh yeah, this was so cute. Okay, this is what I mean. Okay, when I took the photo of the smaller Mofu figures, I didn't know there was a big one, but I found a big one. I was like, oh my goodness, that's so cute. It's the little Amya's holding the water bottle. It's adorable. And then I really wanted to give them head pats, right? So then I gave them head pats. I gave Chancer a head pat. It was really cute. I should have done like 2. Like I should have put my other hand here so I can give them both a head pat. It was so cute. I wanted to take it home, but obviously I couldn't. That would be theft, and I don't want to get arrested by the CCP. I wish they had a bigger version of the Silver Ash Bud. Me too. If they did, I would have 100% taken a photo for you, just for you, Lottie. Oh yeah, so they have some limited edition. They're not Gunplas, but they're Gundams. These are the Shanghai limited editions. They look a little too cutesy though, so I'm not like the biggest fan. And I think they come pre-built. Yeah, so it's pre-built already. So I wasn't gonna buy it because I prefer building my Gunplas. If it comes pre-assembled, I'm less likely to want it. You know what I mean? The making is part of the journey. This is what I mean by there's so much Digimon. I was so happy. I saw quite a few girls buy like a giant Agumon. And this Agumon, okay, so you can't really tell from the photo, but like this Agumon is bigger than your average torso. So like if a human were to hold it, it'd probably be like this big. It'd probably be like this big relative to like the torso size. It was a pretty big Agumon. I really wanted it. This Pyomon is really cute too. Honestly, there's so much Digimon merch that I want to buy if I go back a second time. They're so cute. But yeah, there's also a lot of Mikus. I'll zoom in just for you, Lottie. I don't know what these... Oh wait, these are the rest of the Vocaloids. Ah, these are the rest of the Vocaloids. Cool. Oh yeah, a lot Mikus. There's also Ensemble Star. I don't play Ensemble Star, but then a lot of my friends did, and I didn't know that they had a global flagship store. So that was shocking to me. I was like, damn, how big is OnStar to have a dedicated store to it? But they do. And then what I found interesting is that they basically treated like a oshikatsu location. Like there's a craft corner, and then when it's a character's birthday, they also put up displays. Kind of like this almost. But yeah. But these are just the displays for merch. So they put it all out, and then you can find your Oshi among these. Whoops. I don't know who these people are, but I'm sure if you play OnStar you would. I unfortunately don't. Never got into the idol games. A lot of cute 2D men. Ah, okay, there was also an official Aniplex store. This was kind of cool. I forgot they sold anything. Because, okay, you can kind of see in this photo, but this is a dark hallway. And if you go in, you come out the other side. And it's kind of like almost like a museum. I actually don't remember if they sold anything. I feel like it might have just been the museum, and then you'd like check out what they have and you come out. So that was cool. I love that stores are turning into the Oshikatsu trend. It makes it so much easier to find things. Yeah, I agree. And it's also like a nice third space, right? Because like there's not that many third spaces left. So if you're into the same fandoms, then, you know, why not? Okay, when I saw this, it cracked me the hell up. Because if you look closely, there's a standee of Kodaka holding a so this says, please support 100 line. When I saw that, I was laughing so hard. I don't know if you guys have played 100 line, but Kodaka is the same guy behind Danganronpa. Right now he has his own studio. I think it's called Tokyo Games, and one of the newer games that he made is called 100 Line. It has like 100 different endings, which is why it's called 100 Line. But I haven't played it, but I have bought it, and my friends highly recommended it. in their words, they were like, if you like Komaeda, you'll like a 100 line. And I definitely did like Komaeda when I played Danganronpa. So there's that. So yeah, when I saw that, it just cracked me up. And then there was like a whole shelf dedicated to just like 100 line merch. There's also Solo Lovely. Now that I look, I realize that's Solo Lovely. There's a lot of Wii merch. Oh yeah, there was also Alien Stage. I don't know how popular it is with folks in chat, but at least between my female friends, Alien Stage is huge. And the creator is 2Duo. They're pretty strict on what can and can't be made into merch. So I was surprised that they gave the rights to like have an official like store sell goods here. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's love in D-Space. We need a Heimal standee. I'm pretty sure there is a Heimal standee somewhere. 100% sure. Okay, so the reason why I said I was so surprised to see love in D-Space so openly displayed like this is because I don't know if you guys have heard, but during this time, it was like right around the Velco time. Velco is a whole bag of worms, but basically, to summarize, they released a new characters. Chinese players really, really hated it, and then they made it into a big deal. And then the official company had to take the character back. And because the official company took the character back, whatchamacallit, a lot of the storefronts, because of the backlash, they also didn't want to display LADs. So I was surprised to see that it's still out in the open like this. Some long for longevity. Yeah, I was so surprised. Especially like spicy merch like this, you know what I mean? They're basically naked here. I was like, damn, they're selling this. But yeah, there's a decent amount of LADs. It's actually so funny because when I was browsing like other merch, I actually overheard last player talking about LADs too, and then they were talking about the Velco issue too. So that was really interesting. I did some like espionage, quiet espionage, on what the Chinese girlies were saying. Oh yeah, the official anime store. Also, is it just me or does the anime like mascot kind of looks like Mizuki? Is it just me? It kind of looks like Mizuki, you know what I mean? It's very cute. Oh, it's a Bilibili. It's not the it's a Bilibili mascot. Never mind. It's a Bilibili mascot. It's very cute. Oh man, there were so many pretty figures. Mizuki's part-time job. That's so funny. Oh yeah, oh this figure is so pretty. I'm just gonna zoom in on it. When I saw the details of the skirt, I was like, damn. I'm not a figure collector, but I understand why people collect it, and this is such a beautiful figure. It's so well articulated. And then another thing I noticed is that at these Weep malls, there are a lot of photographers, and there were a lot of photographers just practicing their shots on the like the figures as well. Not even just the cosplayers, but like the figures. Now that Rose Island kind of dusted, he needs extra pocket money. Stop. He needs to fund our second home. We're gonna pimp out Mizuki. Is that how it's gonna be? Oh, this one is so pretty. Okay, my camera doesn't do it justice, but IRL, it was beautiful. All the figures were really, really beautiful. Like the water effects. Oof. The subtle shading is so, so, so nice. That's one of my grails. You want me to send you the high res of this later? I'll send it to you and then you can admire it. I was so mad I missed some pre-orders. Oh no! Well, at very least, I think it was on sale in Shanghai, so you can get it there still. So you're good if you go to Shanghai. Yeah, more wall. Yeah, like I said, every single Weave mall so far had like a wall where people can just draw things. Mika Pikazo designed it. Oh, did she? Okay, cool. But I found it so funny that people drew Faker. So there's Faker up there. There's even Hasbin Hotel, which I'm shocked. Hasbin Hotel is actually pretty poppin' in China, which is surprising, especially considering like the. I don't know if you guys have watched Hasbin, but it's very not safe for work. So for the Chinese government to be like, okay, we're gonna, let people watch this, I was like, wow. And I even saw like official merch being sold for Hasbin Hotel, so that was shocking. But Shanghai also has special rights, so it makes sense why for example, they get things greenlit. Hasbin has even had a collab cafe in Japan too. That makes sense because Japan is always okay with like I guess borderline things. But China has always been like, we're not gonna allow things that are bad for public decency and public morale. And Hasbin definitely, I think, would be problematic if the government found out exactly what it's about. Oh, there's also... Oh, this is such a cute Chirino. A lot of Toho representation. I even saw Toho cosplayers. I was really happy. I was like, yay, Toho's not dead. Toho is still alive and well. And Gintoki. This was really funny. But yeah. A lot of good artworks. Just randomly on the walls. Okay, so then after that, it was my turn to go to Hypergryph. Again, I would like to iterate. I am 100% a fan. I am not part of Yostar or Hypergryph. I just happen to know people. And that's unless you know people, don't go to Hypergryph HQ. Please don't. It's the place where people work. It's not a place where you can just tour. So don't do that. If you do show up, security is gonna kick you out. And it's actually so funny because I was looking up on how to get to the subway station for that's the closest to the HQ, and then one of the comments underneath the HQ building was like, "Oh, don't even bother coming here if you're a fan. They kicked me out. I can't even get in." And then there was a bunch of them who were just like, "Oh yeah, I tried but I couldn't get in. Don't bother wasting your time." So I found that really funny. So yeah, don't bother going unless you have made prior arrangements or you have someone to bring you in. Okay, so this image is a little weird, right? Let me explain. I had dinner with Hypergryph employees, so this was a dinner. I didn't want to take like photos because they were literally, it was just like a random work day, and then they obviously looked very tired. So then I was like, okay, you know what? It might be rude for me to take photos. So then I just took like one of my food, and then I was like, this is just for me because the teppanyaki was pretty good. So I took one photo for dinner. But so basically what happened is a couple of Hypergryph... Okay, so this location. I'll talk about this location. So Hypergryph building is nowhere near the two locations I mentioned before. It's in a separate subway station. But the building... There's like two buildings. But then there's a bridge in the middle. So then in one of the buildings, there's a... So every building on the bottom is like... It's like a mall. So here's the mall, and here is like the work building. But then over here is also like a little bit of the work building. So I was in the mall. This was one of the levels. I forgot which one. But there's like a bunch of restaurants. So then we just ate there. Some of the employees came downstairs to join us. And then they were just, talking about their day, talking about, their work. I listened. There are things I will literally never say to another person, but there are some things I could talk about, which is what I'm going to talk about now. Which is, I specifically asked if they... Because one of the people at dinner was part of the planning team. So he's kind of like in charge of like events. So for every single event that we get in Arknights, there is like a product manager, and he's kind of in charge of that, making sure that, all the teams do the things they need. Like the storyboard team, the like story writers, everything's done on time. So he's kind of in charge of that. His job is very, very busy, and part of his job is to listen to player feedback. So when we were talking about player feedback, I asked him, "Do you read our Yostar feedback?" Cause we are 6 months behind, right? And then he's in charge of the CN side of things. So I figured, there's a possibility that he doesn't, but I want to ask just in case, And then he's like, "Yes, I actually do." So yeah, there we go. So basically what he gets is after we fill out the player surveys, they will get a high level overview. So you know those like how we get check marks, like why did you roll on this banner, or like would you roll on this banner, agree or disagree, those things. So he'll get like an overview of all the player data, like a summary of that, like how many percentage said agree or disagree. But what he doesn't see is he doesn't see the essays that we write. So like stats, yeah, exactly like stats. So you know how we have like what, at least 20 something questions per player survey. So he gets everyone's 20 questions, and then he gets like overall summary of that, and then that's like feedback for his patch, and he only reads feedback about his patch. So then, you know, he can discuss with his team, because he's not just the one PM, right? There's like other product managers, and then they gather feedback, and then they think about how to better it. So I was surprised that they actually read Yostar feedback. So yeah, keep putting your hot takes and your feedbacks in the player surveys, because they do read it. I got confirmation that they do read it. So yay. What other things can I talk about? There's so many things I can't talk about, but there's also a lot of things I could talk about. For example, the people there are very nice. Okay, I had dinner with about like 4 of them. Yeah, they were all really nice to me. One of them even bought me lemonade. So I was like, oh, that's really sweet of you. But yeah, it was we had dinner at 7. I was shocked because some of them went back to work after. So I'm imagining, you know, their workload is probably not light. So for that, I basically, you know, thank them at dinner for what they do for the game, and that know that, you know, players overseas appreciate them for their contributions. And I wrote as much in my personal notes, because what I also did, let me find a picture of it. What I also did is I also prepared like little gift packs. So inside of every, I think I prepared like 12 of these. I prepared 12 of these, and inside of every gift pack, I had Celebration, which is a Canadian cookie. I gave everyone a little bit of Canadian snacks, a maple candy, which is right here. Maple leaf shaped, of course. I also put in some of my own merch. So the 2 ribbons, and then a sticker, and then a charm. This one is by Lottie, who's in chat right now. That's my charm. Exactly. Yeah. So Lottie, your merch, or your hand-drawn merch, is in the hands of Hypergryph employees. So yeah, in every single pack, I had a little bit of this. I also wrote a note that is basically, you know, thanks them for what they've done. Because I wanted these to go to the employees. Because ultimately, it's the employees who make the game what it is. So I had some of these. I gave them out. I told them to give them to their other coworkers, because there were only 4 at the table. And then I just told them, you know, feel free to give this to your coworkers, and then, you know, thank your coworkers on my behalf. So that was the vibe. Everyone is really nice though. Yeah. So I made these. Some of them had Lemmy, some of them had other characters. But it was like a mini pack, and I was like, you know, if you want to, you can also share with your friends or like trade, because I had different characters in each pack. So I gave them a little bit of that. I also... okay. So this was like my personal gift now. I was like, you know, I gotta thank the company, you know what I mean? I thank the employees, but then I can't just like go to the company and only thank the employees, you know what I mean? So then I gave the company like a gift as well. So I drew Shikishi. I was like, oh, to Hypergryph, and then I signed it. And then I was like, you know what? I had to draw them Anya, right? Because Anya is their daughter, is the mascot of the game. So I decided to draw Anya in her AS skin, because I really, really like that skin. I think that skin is so beautiful. I should have set a spell on it. Please stay healthy. Please, please. Yeah, honestly. I think this is the case anywhere, right? Like, I'm sure all of them like their jobs, right? I'm sure all of them like their jobs, but like, it's definitely stressful. It's definitely stressful, and I can kind of sense that a lot of them were tired. So, which is why I kept the conversation light with them. I didn't like, if they wanted to rest, I just let them rest. I didn't really like, you know, put a gun to their head and be like, you must answer all these questions that I have. You know, that'd be hella rude. But yeah, everyone was really nice. they treated me with respect. It was really nice. So yeah, I also went with a card. Here, I'll open it up. So the card, I had people sign it at MA North, which is one of the conventions here we have in Canada. I was really sad I didn't get people from Otakuthon, because I feel like Otakuthon people are also as passionate about Arknights, but unfortunately my trip was before Otakuthon, so I couldn't. But yeah, I had a lot of people sign it. I can do a close-up. If you want to read it, I posted about it on my social, so you can go to my Twitter and literally open it. But in case other people don't want to share their comment, I'll just share mine. So I basically wrote what I have here, which is, thank you for 7 years of this amazing game that has brought so many of us together. We love Arknights. And then I signed with my name. So yeah, that is what I put. So it was really sweet. And then some people like even drew a little like bean. Some people drew our flag. Little doodles. There was even a little lappy at the back. Arknights love, exactly. So the front side was covered. So then I had people sign the back as well. It was honestly super cute. I did not write that drawing without selling is narrow-minded. Yes, I think Wisteria. I think I might have written that. It was either Wisteria or Lucky. One of those two. But it's pretty funny. Oh yeah, and guess what? I was so surprised. Okay, for context, so after dinner, so Hypergryph has 2 gates. Thanks to the employees, I was able to get past the first gate, but I did not get past the second gate, which is the one that they were like, oh yeah, we might get fired if we bring you in. So I was like, you know what, that's totally understand. I'm just gonna stay outside. So I stayed outside, and then they went inside to tell their coworkers to come out and meet me, which I thought was so nice, because they really didn't have to do that, right? Like, they really didn't have to do that. But then, like, 15 to 20-ish employees came out. You know, we chatted a little bit. I gave them gifts as well. I basically gave them whatever I had left over from here. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it again. It was the collab stuff. Okay. So basically, whatever I had left over from the collab, I gave out at the HQ as well, in addition to like the small packets. So I gave them like a bunch of like siblings as well. And then it was so funny because they were like, oh, thank you so much for the gift. We'll be sure to post about it. I was like, what? Seriously? I thought they were joking at the time, okay? I didn't think they were actually gonna post about it, but guess what? They actually did post about it. I was like, holy shit. So they actually did post about it. And then what's so fucking funny to me is like, they put up not 1 but 2 Chungus stickers that I gave them. When I know for a fact that I gave them other siblings too, but they chose 2 Chungus on purpose. So I guess they really like Chungus. So yeah, I found that really funny. But they framed it. They framed our card. And then they put like my my ribbon and my stickers on there as well. And then they also put my little Shikishi board on the side. I was like, that's so wholesome. That is so wholesome. They really didn't have to do that, but like they did. So yeah, the employees I met are so nice. Everyone I met at Hypergryph are really nice. So yeah, they're really nice people. So it makes me happy that the money that I'm spending in game is going towards their salaries. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. I'm happy for everyone. I was so happy because I had to ask permission. I had to ask the company if I could bring any gifts. And then they're like, oh yeah, we will look gifts. So I was like, okay, cool. So I can definitely bring a gift, but like I wanted to see if I can bring a gift for them from the community, and they were receptive to that as well. So I want to thank the company for being open to accepting goodies from us. That being said, if you want to bring goodies, don't just show up with goodies. Definitely ask for permission. I asked for permission and I got it. So they were really sweet to me. And I was really happy that I got to talk with the people behind the game. That gives me so much joy. So I'm just gonna read what they wrote because I think it's really cute too, okay? So they said, today we received a very special gift from our players in Canada. A handwritten thank you letter, a piece of artwork, and 2 stickers. I gave them way more than 2 stickers, by the way. But it was cute. It was cute. Maybe the person who wrote this post got that many. We've always hoped that SK Port would be a warm, welcoming place where you can connect with friends. Nothing means more to us than knowing you took the time to write this letter and make this artwork. So thank you for the Arknights Canada community. Thank you for the people at Anime North who took the time to write this letter or to write on this card. Because I was basically, every single Arknights player that came by my booth, I was like, hey, by the way, you want to sign this card? And most of them said yes. So I was really happy about that. So we'd like to take this opportunity to, on SK Port Assistant, to say, we're happy to receive your letter. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Hypergryph. Thank you for letting me do this. Thank you for not kicking me out. Going forward, whenever you have a suggestion, question, or anything happening in your community that you'd like to talk about, you can always let us know here. SK Port is your home and ours too. Signed, SK Port Assistant. So yeah, it was such good vibes, honestly. It was such good vibes. Everyone there was nice. I didn't feel like they were like, oh, who the fuck is this? You're just like a nobody fan artist. And they were so nice to me too. So, okay, in my opinion, I don't think I draw that well. Like, all things considered, I don't draw that well. But then when they saw my Shikishi, a lot of the employees were just like, wow, this is like a big artist. And then they... So it's like a direct translation, but basically they were like, wow, this is someone who is skilled. And I was like, bruh. Bro, you're talking... No, not me, man, not me. But you know, I appreciate it. They were so nice to me. Never regret any money I spent on AK or Enfield. Obviously, it's a company, but you can tell they put so much love in their games. Yeah, I agree. I do have to say, I didn't meet the Enfield team. I only met the Arknights team. But I'm sure, you know, Enfield people are probably nice as well. Because if it's the same company, they wouldn't hire, like, you know, sussy people, right? But yeah. I highly recommend you guys to keep supporting Arknights. You know, they are doing their best, I think. And of course, you can vote with your money. But they were very nice to me, so I will speak from my experience. So yeah, they were really, really nice. They treated me really well. I told them to, you know, to tell me how much dinner was. And then they still didn't. So they also technically treated me to dinner, so thank you. That was really nice. Oh yeah, I also took a screenshot of my comment. I was like, thank you for accepting our gift from Canadian players. I had a lot of fun chatting with staff at Hypergryph. I'm honored that my art and our card was framed. Thank you for accepting our kind... I should have continued it. But I said thank you for accepting our kind gifts, I think? Our kind words? Something like that. If you open up the link, you can expand it. And then, yeah. So Lottie was like, oh, thank you for carrying our heartwell words to the company. I was like, I'm a happy courier. And it's true. I was a happy courier. I will keep being a happy courier for as long as possible. It's so cute. They did say that whenever I'm back in Shanghai to reach out. So, you know, who knows? Next time I'm in Shanghai, I might reach out. But yeah, they're really chill people. I really like the people working there. I'm gonna take a few sips of water. But, yeah, just good vibes all around. I can't think of anything negative to say. They're really nice people. Oh, okay. And another thing, they gave me so many goodies. They wanted to give me more, but then like I ran out of room, so I was like, nah, it's okay. They gave me a whole ass like the lore book, like for free. I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't this like $90 on like the Canadian side or something, the Yostar side? But yeah, they literally just give it to me. Like obviously it's a CN version, but like they just straight up gave it to me. I was shocked. So yeah. This is my loot from Hypergryph. I have it framed. I have these framed in my on my desk right now actually. And then there's like a clear file of Amiya. She's so cute. Whoever drew the artwork is so cute. And it is Pelika. Is it Pelika? It's Pelika, right? The SK4 mascot is so cute. I know, I agree. I got merch of the SK4 mascot cosplaying different games too. I think that's the PomCom game. That's Arknights, obviously, and then that's like another game. I can't which one is that actually? Let me see. Oh, it's just a generic Hypergryph one, I think. Perlica. Ah! I've been calling her Pelica. Because she is based on Pelican, I think. The spring things. Yeah. And these are not merch you can buy. Because it says not for sale. So I'm guessing they just give it to, like, people that show up. But yeah, they gave me a lot of stuff. Oh, they gave me these stickers too. For Stronghold. It was really cute. I had to think of a place to use it. But it's really cute. So yeah. And then after Hypergryph, the next day I went to Suzhou. Okay. Suzhou, for those who don't know, is oh wait, actually let me ask chat before I go. Let me read chat before I go to the next section. Maybe events only type of good? Yeah, I think it is. Like when they go to conventions and want to promote like their own social media platform. Profiling 2 has weapons sites you can get that are those dolls, and you can get those special affinity. Oh, that's cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so that concludes my adventures in Shanghai, and now I am off to Suzhou. Man, I think Suzhou, spoilers, but I think Suzhou might be the best city I visited this trip. And I'm not even joking. Because, like, okay, hear me out. Suzhou is known for their gardens, okay? This is what I have here, okay? Suzhou Yuanling. This, in case you're not sure, but IS6, you know how Yi has a garden? Yeah, that garden is based on these gardens in Suzhou. So when I went to Suzhou, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna garden max. I'm gonna try to hit up as many gardens as possible. And I do have to say Suzhou is my favorite. And the reason why Suzhou is my favorite is because, like, Suzhou is what I think of when I say I want to visit China. You're seeing a lot of these older architectures. You're seeing a lot of these older cultural things. You're experiencing these cultural things that you really can't get in bigger cities like Shanghai. I mean, you could, but like it's limited. You know what I mean? And it's like not as authentic as Suzhou, in my opinion. So like Shanghai and Hong Kong are both very commercialized and very rich areas, so they're great for shopping. If you're a weeb and you want to do shopping, definitely those two are great. And pop-up stores are everywhere. But like if you want to see China that is not as commercialized and like as is, and the culture, I think Suzhou is by far one of the best cities, if not the best. Because Suzhou is also incredibly rich. Like the Suzhou is so well funded. The streets are so clean. The streets are so well paved. I don't think I've seen a single pothole. Okay, and that is concerning, but in a good way when you compare it to a place like Montreal. When I went to Montreal, it was like a roller coaster with how bumpy the roads are. So the fact that I didn't see a single pothole on the sidewalk or on the street, I was like, damn, this city must be loaded. And it's because they have so much money that they are reinvesting back into the city. So yeah, Suzhou is like, in my opinion, the best city I've gone to. To each their own. You're saying you like the Montreal, bumpy roads. But yeah, Suzhou, in my opinion, is pretty good. Okay. So yeah, the garden designs. I pulled up some photos. Like all these rocks I've seen IRL. So it was quite nice. I garden maxed and I whatchamacallit. I garden maxed and I even got a map of all the places. Okay. So I have a couple of them circled. I'll explain. So there's a legend here. This is like UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is gardens that are not open to the public. And then these are open to the public. Oh, sorry. I got these two. I got these two mixed up. So these are like occasionally open. So as you can see, Suzhou has all of these, right? All of these are just in one city. There are so many gardens. And I later learned that basically rich people... So back in the days, these gardens were like backyards of rich people. So as you can imagine, Suzhou has always been like a rich region because it had a river. So a lot of like merchants were there. And then they traded silk. They traded a lot of different things. But yeah, Suzhou is very, very rich and has been very, very rich for a long time, which is why you have a lot of rich people who make gardens. and I only went to a couple of them because I was only there for a few days. But I went to this one, which is funny, okay? Because it's like Yi Yuan. It's like Yi Garden, but it's not the Yi that we know. It's a different Yi. It's a different character. But I just found it really, really funny. So I definitely went to that one. And I like this one because it was like in the city center. So it was very easy to get to. This one is Temple, which I'll show later. And then this one I also went. It's a little bit far, but the vibes are pretty good. And it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And this one I circled in blue. And the reason why I circled in blue is because this is the most popular and well-known one. But it's also a tourist trap during tourist season. I've been told that it's so crowded that you basically are right up against the next person. And it's impossible to move at certain locations inside the garden. So then I decided, you know what, maybe I just won't go there, or I'll go there at a off season. Because summer is whatchamacallit, summer is travel season for local Chinese tourists too, right? So then they're also there checking out the things just like me. So I would not recommend going here unless you know absolutely certain that there's not going to be that many people, or you're the type to just not care about like crowded places. In that case, you can go whenever. But I've been told that this place is very, very, obviously it's very, very pretty. All of them are very, very pretty. But this one's very, very, very crowded. But it's also the most well-known. So yeah. So I had a bunch of these. So let's see which one I went. Okay, first I got food. Hold up. So there is a well-known, it's kind of like a old-fashioned street. The roads are not paved. In fact, the roads are still like from ancient times. It's cobblestone. A lot of Suzhou roads are cobblestone, by the way. So I actually don't recommend bringing luggages because it's kind of bumpy. I did though, but that's because I had a lot of stuff to carry. But if you could travel without luggage, I would just travel without luggage. But the street is called Shantangjie. And on like inside of this like street area, it's like a walking street. It's like a bunch of like bunch of food, a bunch of shops. They sell a lot of silk items. They sell a lot of clothing items, and they obviously sell a lot of food. And if you walk along this, you can definitely get a lot of nice stuff. So this is one of the places that because I had an auntie who lives in Suzhou and she's a Suzhou native, so she basically took me to all the places that Suzhou natives go to. So this is one of the restaurants. They specialize in like dim sums, but it's not like the Hong Kong dim sums you can think of. It's like I have a photo. I'll just show you. But they specialize in dim sums and like regional foods. Honestly, the food is not bad. I would say though, it is a little bit harder. So one thing that is not as nice about Suzhou is that because it's more traditional, there isn't a lot of English. But I think if you go with a translator app, you can still make things work. But just know that it's not as accessible as Shanghai, for example, to get around with English. There's actually, honestly, not that much English in Suzhou. So just beware, especially if you're going to like an older place like Shantangjie. But yeah, there's a lot of food. I forgot the names of most of these already, but I do know that this is a soup dumpling. So this is a Suzhou version of a soup dumpling. I was very shocked because I'm used to like the spiral version, you know? The ones you usually get, like that. But then I didn't know that the Suzhou version is really round. It's also very delicious, so yeah. Pretty good. I had some wontons. There's also a lot of noodles. And this shop has been around for a long, long time. I think it's like up to 4 generations now. So they're like super duper Suzhou native and it's very, very authentic. I don't know why it's ranked so low. And I opened up a lot of these like reviews on Google and then a lot of them just rated 1 star with no reason whatsoever. So I feel like it might have been bots potentially. But yeah, the food was fine. It was more than fine actually. It's probably better than a lot of North American food you can usually get. So yeah, I don't know why it's rated so low. I think it was pretty good. And it's definitely approved by Suzhou natives. Here's a close-up of the soup dumplings. Soup dumplings are pretty good. So then my first garden was the Yuan, which is the Yi garden. It's so nice inside. But I do have to say, But I do have to say it's very, very hot. It's pretty hot regardless of which city you go to. As long as it's summer in China, you can expect like 30 degrees Celsius minimum and like 60 plus humidity. Most of the days I've been traveling and going outside, it's been like 30 degrees plus and at 70% humidity. So if you don't like heat, definitely don't go to China in the summer. I would recommend going there in the winters, like November afterwards. November to May is probably good. May might still be hot, but if you want to be like cool, November to March is probably the best time to check it out. The locals most likely have their own review apps, I think. They do. Yeah. So, 大众点评 is the one they use. I think in like English side of the app is called 点评. I think is what it's called. But yeah, that's what a lot of people recommended to use. The locals also just know what the local spots are, so then they just go. It's based on like word of mouth marketing as opposed to like needing to put your shop on a platform. But yeah, I'm very thankful to have relatives in Suzhou who can guide me. But the gardens are so nice, my guy. Whoa! I get why. I get why this is a big deal now. It's just so nice. And like it's hot outside, right? If you stand out in the sun, it's very, very hot. But then it's cool inside. Because I think they designed the garden in a way so that like it directs the flow of wind. So it actually doesn't feel stuffy. I was very surprised. It was like peak engineering. I wish we designed houses like this now. Like, genuinely. Like, I'm not a photographer, right? I'm just randomly taking photos and they already turn out so, like, aesthetically pleasing. It's just so nice to look at. And like I said, this is a very, very small garden. It was also pretty cheap. There was, whatchamacallit? There is a door fee, but it's only like 5 Chinese yuan, so less than $1 maybe. It's either, or it might have been 40 actually. Never mind. So like 8 Canadian dollars roughly, something like that. But still really cheap. You know what I mean? And the good thing about it is that there's literally no one here. Oh, I took a photo of this because this is an IS6 node. I just found it really funny. I was like, oh my god, it's literally just IRL IS6. So yeah, I took that photo. So the benefits of going to a small garden that isn't super duper popular is that there's literally no one there, so you can take your time, you can sit around. In fact, the gardens are free to locals. So if you have like a local residency card, you can literally come in for free and then just lounge. So yeah, that was very nice. I found out that Suzhou government, like local government, does a lot for its own people, which I really appreciate. So I highly recommend this tiny garden. And also the lotuses were really pretty too. I was like sitting in the pagodas and then just chilling for a long ass time, sipping my, not tea, but my water. My water from my very modern water bottle. It was a vibe. Oh yeah, this is my fit. This is my this is my no makeup, I'm here to walk around fit. My tourist fit. It was very nice, honestly. Yeah, like I said, there was like barely anyone here. It was such a vibe. Oh, and they also have staff like working all the time to pick up litter and also like dead leaves and things like that. So it was very, very well kept. And you can see one of the staff members here. He's going around. I think he was oh yeah, his little basket, it was so cute. It was like a weave basket, so it kind of blended in with the whole vibe of everything. It was just very, very nice. I don't know what else other than nice, you know what I mean? And then for dinner, I went to this place. I have a location up here. This, okay. Let me pull this up. This is called Pearl Restaurant, Zhenzhou Fandian. There's also lore about this. This is where all the authentic Suzhou people go. I've been told that they have the best squirrel fish. So squirrel fish is a dish that is known in like the Suzhou area. It's like basically what you go to Suzhou for. But I've been told by Suzhou natives that if you eat this dish in any other city other than Suzhou, it's not legit. And at this restaurant, it's the most legit you can probably get. Like, there are other restaurants that like pretend like it's legit, but it's not made by like real Suzhou people. but this the owners here, it's another generational shop. The owners has been Sujonese like generation after generation after generation, and the food they make is very authentic. And I do have to say, this is probably the best squirrel fish I've had in my life. It's really, really good. So yeah, I highly recommend it. The restaurant, I think, is definitely within the top 5, if not the best place I've ever had during this entire trip. It was just really, really good. I also ordered other foods that I didn't take photos of, but I highly recommend coming here. It's here. If you want to take a screenshot, or you can always review back to get the locations of all the places I've shown. So yeah, highly, highly recommend it. Food is very good. And what I love about Suzhou is that, you see what I mean? Like, the streets are very, very clean. Like, don't get me wrong, other cities are clean-ish too, but then you can, like, depending on where you go, there might be some streets which are like entirely just covered in like filth and garbage. But like Suzhou is just very, very clean, and then people there care about like the small details. It was just really, really nice to be in, honestly. The vibes are really, really good. And then what I like is that there's a lot of walking areas in Suzhou. There are walking areas obviously everywhere, but what I mean is like you can literally just have a scenic view and then you can just walk all the way. And this is one of those streets. It is called, do I have a name here? Yeah, Pingjianglu. So Pingjianglu is like a bunch of little stalls along the side of the... I'll put this on the side to minimize that. It's like a bunch of little stalls on the side of the river. And then at nighttime, there's like little lanterns. And it's really, really pretty. And I also saw a lot of photographers like taking photos for their clients. And a lot of girls in like Hanfu. I don't... It's not technically cosplaying, but it's just like taking nice photos while in... like periodic clothing. So yeah, there's like little shops along the side. You see what I mean by how clean it is? But yeah, these are the cobblestones that I was talking about. It's very bumpy. Most of the roads are like this for like touristy areas. So just FYI if you're carrying something with wheels. Oh yeah, I took a picture of the shop because it was such an interesting name. And the display was also very interesting. Suzhou is very artistic, and I definitely got that vibe from just like walking around the city. So it's very, very pretty. So I walked off my food baby by walking around. Basically, every single day that I was like touring, there's at least 10k steps. And I love that. Okay, so then the next day, I went to the temple. So this is the temple I was talking about. It's so nice. It's called Xiyuan Si, I think. Let me pull up the map. Yeah. Xiyuan Si. Yeah, exactly. I'll put the ping so you guys can Google it. Actually, do I have the location? I do not have the location. Okay. I'll just write the ping down then. So like Xiyuan Si. Oh, temple. Xiyuan Temple. There is a door price too. I think it was again, it's cheap. It's like 5. I think, yeah, this one's the 5 RMB one. So like less than $1. Actually, about $1 Canadian. But it was so nice. What I love about Suzhou is like I got my ankles absolutely bitten to smithereens in both Shanghai and Nanjing by mosquitoes, but there was like no mosquitoes here. I don't know what it is. Like Suzhou mosquitoes are very polite. If they do bite, it's like a tiny little bite and then it's gone in a few days. But like when Suzhou, or no, not Suzhou, but like Shanghai mosquitoes and like Nanjing mosquitoes would bite, it's gonna be itchy for like 2 weeks. So I was very, I don't know, maybe Suzhou mosquitoes are polite or something. But yeah, this was me with my chongus fit. So the night prior, I was so fed up with like how much I was sweating. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go full silk. So I literally went to like a silk, like a silk shop, and then I bought like a silk shirt and silk pants. And then I was like, I low-key look like those Chinese grandpas. So then I decided to basically go all out. Oh, thank you, Lottie. Enjoy your dinner. But yeah, but I decided to go out. I'm gonna own my uncle fit. So this is a view from the bridge. You see how clean the waters are? Like obviously you can't see the details, but like while standing here, there was no like algae smell. Cause you know how sometimes when you stand next to the lake, there's like a algae bloom, and then you can kind of smell the fishiness. There was none of that here. Whatever the hell they're doing, Suzhou, they're doing it right. Like genuinely. Okay, so the good thing about this temple is I highly, 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 highly recommend it if you're a cat lover. Because, so it wasn't shown because I was too busy taking pictures of cats. But if you go to the side door, there's like a bunch of cats just roaming around. And you're not supposed to pet them. But people like still pet them. I didn't pet them, but like there were still people who pet them, and there are cats who want to be petted. So they're pretty friendly. I don't think they were like feral or anything. They were definitely okay around people, and they even took food from people. But yeah, highly recommend it for cat lovers. I took this picture because I found it so funny. So the sign says 晨练区, which is like morning exercise or morning training area. Training area. And it's so funny because this is exactly what Chungus says in game. It's like, oh, I didn't see you at morning training again today. It's the same thing. So I think it's just so funny to put Chungus up to there, so I did. There was a lady in the way, but then I didn't want to ask her to get out for a photo, so I just took it. Sorry, lady. But yeah, it was really nice. So that was the temple. Oh yeah, okay. Another thing that Suzhou is known for is they're known for their green bean soup, a lido tang. So lido tang is like a thing where you can have, like basically every province has their own version of lido tang or green bean soup, and the version in Suzhou is very interesting because they add mint in there. I'll show you guys what I mean. So yeah, this is one of the shops. You can probably take a screenshot of the top and then find it on Google, but this shop was absolutely popping. While I was there, the orders kept coming in. Because nowadays, people don't really go in person. They just order online and have it picked up. So the two store workers basically never stopped packing orders and making orders. The whole time I was sitting down and eating all this. So yeah, it was very, very, very interesting. So after this, I went to another garden. This is the Bangshi Yuan, which is the one that's a little bit further from the city centers. So it's actually a little, it's hard to get to via transit. So I recommend taking the like a cab there, or calling a Didi or like an Uber. But the thing about Chinese gardens is like, it's just very pretty. They just honestly, they had too much time on their hands, so they had time to design like pretty gardens. So what I really found interesting about this is if you look over here, they used traditional cooling methods. So instead of using like installing an AC and ruining the architecture, they still bring in like a slab of ice, and then they use the evaporative cooling from the ice to cool the whole place down. So I was like, oh, that's very nice. So they definitely care about like being true to the olden days, because that's how they cooled their houses down in the summers. So it was interesting to see that, because I was like, oh, why is there a block of ice here? And then later I found out that, oh, it's their version of AC. Stream's still going. Howdy to you too. Yes, I am still streaming. Actually, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. Wow. Okay. I've been yapping a lot, and I'm sick too. I'm still recovering from a cold. I hope it doesn't sound too obvious. But yeah, they have a slab. They had fake fruits, obviously. Those are not real fruit. But it's just very interesting to see how like rich people lived, you know what I mean? Like this was literally someone's backyard at one point. And how rich do you have to be to have this as your backyard? You see what I mean? Like everything just frames so nicely. Like you have a house, but then they also have to make the trees this way, so then it frames the house. And then if you have some trees on this side, you gotta have some trees on this side. So it's just very nice. It's just very, very artistic. I really appreciated the architecture. You see what I mean? Like there's not a single bad photo. I'm just randomly taking photos and then it's just nice. So yeah, whoever designed it, great. Oh, this is so fucking beautiful. Okay, so the thing about like Suzhou gardens is every single window, like windows like these or any kind of hole in the wall, is designed to be like a viewfinder. So you can imagine like this to be a viewfinder, and then they basically want to frame a subject. So in this case, the subject is the trees in the back. But you see how like nicely it frames it? Like it's just very nice. It's like a piece of art. Because it kind of is if you think about it. It's like 3D art. And then if you glance through these windows, it also frames a different portion of the rock. Everything is like designed to be aesthetically pleasing and pretty. It's just really, really nice. And then they also had a place where they put their expensive vases and stuff. This is the room. You can check out like the artisans from the olden days. A lot of priceless artifacts here. Very, very, very nice. You see what I mean? Like even the doorway to walk out is like a viewfinder. So in this case, they framed the rock. I was like, damn. Everything is designed so like perfectly and intentionally. I wish we can bring architecture like this back, you know? Instead of rich people touching little kids, can we have rich people making gardens again? I would really appreciate that. Can you please bring some value into the world instead of making another AI data center? Thank you very much. Do we need another AI data center? I don't think we do, you know? Yeah, another example. You see, it frames things. It's just very, very nice. A little courtyard with the rocks that we see in the IS loading screen. Some actual drawings. So this is like the vibes that they were trying to get. So with the frames and then with the bamboos or whatever leaves you have in the background, it's just very, very, very artistic. I took a close-up shot of this because I found it very nice. And the sun was hitting it just right too. Did you find Yi in China? That's so funny. Okay, that reminded me. Kind of, actually. Cause the moment I got off from a high-speed rail train from Shanghai to Suzhou, right? I was still at the Suzhou station. There was like a tour guide who came up to me unprompted and was like, "Oh, lady, are you interested to go to the gardens?" And I was laughing so hard because I was like, this is the exact shit that Yi will pull, you know what I mean? Like if he wants customers to his garden, he would just go to like the nearest subway station, whatever station in Baizhou and be like, "Hey lady, you wanna go to my garden?" I just found it so funny. But yeah, I was like, "Oh no, thank you. We made plans already." So yeah. So the Yi stereotype is 100% real. Especially the tour guys with the flag poles and then the megaphones and the mic. That is on point. It's actually so funny. And the water is so clean too. Like I said, they have dedicated staff to make sure that everything is spotless at all times. Come to my garden with me. I'll give you a personal tour. Yeah, exactly. Literally, that was the vibe I got. That is so funny to me. Another example of viewfinder. See, like even like windows in the wall, like they frame it so nicely. Ugh, I don't know what other things to say other than nice and beautiful, because it is. Oh yeah, okay. So the names of this building is kind of interesting. So I don't know if that's just this garden or all gardens, but like a lot of them are just like for example, this is literally just a place to look at the oak trees outside. Is it oak tree? Songshu. I'm not sure. But like it was literally just a place to look at trees outside. And then they literally made a little building for just that. I was like, how rich do you have to be to just make a room for looking at trees? But that's how rich they were, like back in the days, you know? Pine. Ah, thank you. Wow, Aubrey coming in with the clutch. I clearly don't know my trees. But yeah, they look at pine trees. So it's just so funny to me. And this is the pine tree in question. It's a very, very old pine tree. All the chairs are very square, because square is like very traditional Chinese architecture type of design, along with octagons too. This one's just so nice, because this room is naturally a little bit dark. This is like a tiny library. It's like naturally dark, and then there's like the sun is very bright outside, so then it casts a very, very beautiful. My camera did not do it justice, by the way. Yeah, I'd really have to be there in person. But the camera casts a very, very nice like yellow hue on top of all the leaves, and then I was viewing it from like these viewfinders on the inside. It was beautiful. Okay, it was such a vibe. I just stood there for like 30 seconds admiring everything. But yeah, even the reflection in the water is very nice. So yeah, I had a really good time at Wang Shiyuan, so I highly recommend it. There is, I would say there's a decent amount of people, but definitely not a lot as the one I circled in blue earlier. That one is like the most popular and therefore the most crowded. This one I would say is like 60% of capacity, which is already pretty good. Oh yeah, okay. So for dinner, I liked the Pearl restaurant so much I went back again. So this is what I have for dinner. The soup is so good, honestly. The soup was my favorite part. Oh, another thing that I really liked was like Suzhou needs people care about what's in season. So there are certain things on the menu where you cannot get after this season. Like there are certain vegetables, and even when I was ordering the vegetables, they were like, "Oh, by the way, like if you order it now, this is towards the end of the season, so the vegetables might be a little bit rougher." But even then, when I ordered, it was still fucking delicious. So people here really care about what they eat and like how to enjoy life, basically. Okay, so this is another place I liked. Honestly, there isn't a single place I disliked. So I'll just show you the map. So this is called Jingji Lake. So literally Golden Chicken Lake. It's 13 kilometers. Let me write it bigger. 13 kilometers if you were to walk this entire thing. But you can literally like start here, for example, and then come out here. That's totally doable. But if you're up for a challenge, you can also literally just walk the whole way. That's fine too. But the whole thing is 13 kilometers and it's very, very, very nice. The entire way is paved. I'll just show you. So the entire wave is like paved like this. Sometimes it's bridges in the water. Sometimes it's just like you walk on the side. But I had so much fun walking. I honestly didn't take that much photos because it was so nice and I just wanted to enjoy the moment. And then along this way, you can see like the Suzhou skyline. So there's something called the Pants. It's like it's not actually called the Pants, but like it's a building that looks like this. And it has like a little so traffic will go through here, but here is like LED lights. But people call it the pants because it looks like a pair of pants. So you can see this towards like this side. I don't know if I took a photo. I don't think I did. But yeah, the pants is another like skyline feature of Suzhou. Along with the Ferris wheel. That is another big one. Oh yeah, I took a picture of this hotel because I was just like, oh, that is a very nice hotel. Because the hotel's like right in the middle of the lake. And also close to civilization. So I'm assuming it can't be cheap there. But yeah, I walked along here. I sat down a lot. It was very nice. Like I said, the mosquitoes in Suzhou are very, very polite. I've only gotten bitten like, what, twice? In the 3 days-ish that I spent in Suzhou. 2.5 roughly. So Suzhou mosquitoes are very, very polite. So thank you for that, Suzhou mosquitoes. And I highly recommend Suzhou as a place to go. Like if you have to go to one city, if you want to do shopping, obviously go to Shanghai or Hong Kong. But if you don't care about the shopping that much and you just want to experience like China and Chinese culture, go to Suzhou. Suzhou is the place to be. I'm shilling Suzhou hard right now. I told my Suzhou auntie, I'm like, can I apply to be a Suzhou citizen? I was like, can I just be a local? It's actually so nice here. Oh, and another thing that I found interesting is Suzhou is also known for their mooncakes. This is a mooncake, but that's meaty and savory. So I found that very interesting. It was not bad. It was pretty good. So yeah, if you're into eating meat or pastries, Suzhou meat dumplings is what I recommend. Okay, so then after Suzhou, I went back to my home base of Nanjing, and then I went to the Nanjing Museum. The Nanjing Museum is interesting because it used to have a lot of items there. So this is the entrance. It's actually free, by the way. I think even for passport holder, like foreign passport holders, you can go in for free. You just have to go to their WeChat account mini program, and then you basically book a ticket that way, and then you're able to go in. And if you use trips.com, I think trips.com should be able to help you get tickets easily. But yeah, it's free basically. So then I went, and what I found this interesting is this big Changgis. What I found interesting is, and I didn't know this because I'm not that well versed in history, but apparently apparently Nanjing Museum had a lot of items, but then the KMT took a lot of them to Taiwan, so to sell them so then they can fund the war efforts. So there's a lot of items that is currently in Taiwan and not in Nanjing. So I just found that very, very interesting. I did not know that history. Which makes sense, because like when I went inside, oh yeah, there's me taking that photo. I was on my last stretch of my trip, so I was like, you know what? I don't care what I wear at this point. So I might look like a crackhead, but you know, I was fucking comfortable, okay? That's all that mattered. And the museum was really, really pretty because inside they have like they have halls that is set in certain eras. So in this case, it was set during like a little bit pre-World War II. Like the type of architecture you see, these are pretty common in like the movies you can see in the olden days. It's also a very good place for taking photos. Oh yeah, this is me pretending like I'm mailing my big Changgis. It's a very nice place to like wear a qipao to if you want to take photos. I saw a lot of girls doing that. I personally didn't do that. I was just like checking things out and the museum items. But yeah, this is all part of the museum. It's very interactive. So yeah, I recommend. There was even like a makeshift train station where you can take a look at how olden days people boarded the trains. And it's so funny because trains like this were considered like old-fashioned, right? And no one uses it anymore. But you know where I see this? Fucking Via Rail. Fucking Via Rail still uses trains like these, bro. Like, obviously not exactly the same, but still on this, it basically is, you know what I mean? I was like, god damn it. We don't get anything good. It's sad. So yeah, after having ridden like Japanese trains and Chinese trains, I gotta say, like, train transit in North America is really shit, man. I wish it was better. Why can't we have nice trains? Trains are very nice. I took a photo of this because I don't know, the text was interesting. And then it did more digging, and then I found like a chart of how like Chinese characters evolve over time. So you can take a look. Like this is for the word dragon. So first, like, it was literally just like a sketch of a dragon, which I felt so cute. Like, it's a little dragon. Car culture too strong. So true. I don't want to drive, but I'm forced to drive. and then they were like, oh, let's make it more elegant, I guess, or easier to draw. So then they made it more, I guess, liney. And then they made it even more lines. And then evolve over time to what we have now. To simplify it. Hong Kong still uses this. I think also does Taiwan. But like mainland uses this. So I found that very interesting. Very, very cool. I learned decent chunk actually. Okay, so this is one of the items that Taiwan didn't manage to take. Or KMT didn't manage to take to Taiwan. I know blue pigment is very, very sought after. Especially in the olden days where they could not find synthetic blue pigment because it's quite rare. So for a vase to be this blue, you can imagine how rich the person must be. Probably made out of gemstones or something. Very, very expensive, I'm assuming. Okay, so this was really cool to me because this is the a shadow puppet, I think is what it is in Chinese. If you play IS, you probably came across a couple of relics that kind of looks like these, and that's a shadow puppet. So it's a type of Chinese cultural art where people basically reenact stories, but they use like these puppets. The skin is made out of, I think it was like animal skin. So probably, I'm assuming pork, maybe other things, but some kind of skin from an animal. And then they paint it, but then they also cast a light, so then there's like shadows. So it's pretty cool. And then took a picture of like the Journey to the West characters. Ah, okay. Okay, this one, I want you guys to take a guess. Do you want to guess what this is? I'm gonna pause for a second. But do you want to take a guess as to what this is? I found them super cute because they all had like a little face on it. I'll give folks a moment if they wanna take a guess. Chinese spoon. The things to help you put on shoes. Okay, okay. All good guesses. All good guesses. But spoons? That's what I thought too, right? I thought it was spoons, but no. It was things that they put on their belts as like ornaments. So it's kind of like a belt buckle almost. Back scratchers, stop. No, they're not back scratchers. But yeah, they're like things you put on belts to like secure it. So belt buckles. So I was like, damn, that's very interesting. But it is really pretty, right? It's very, very cute. It's so amazing how like old people, like by old people I mean like obviously not like old people, but like people in olden days are able to make such quality works of art with what limited resources they had. So yeah, it was very pretty. This is like a painting. They had this whole section cut off from the public, probably to prevent people from going there. Oh yeah, I took this photo because I just really like the design of the bookshelf. Like I said, like square motif is everywhere, and then that's one of the things I noticed is that a lot of Chinese places have like squares, and they incorporate it into the design of the rooms and the whatchamacallits, into the architecture. So I just really like the vibes of this bookshelf. Yeah, so this bookshelf, like, it's a whole bookshelf room basically, and then there was like a bunch of them. It was really, really pretty. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed that there wasn't that many items in the Nanjing Museum, but then after hearing about the lore and how KMT took a lot of it, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But I was kind of sad. So maybe I'll see some of those items like in Taiwan or something. Who knows? So yeah, so that's basically my mainland trip. Okay, there's a little bit more to go. So basically, I delivered my car to Hypergryph. I bought all my things for the people back here in Canada. I did so much shopping. Holy shit, it's so much cheaper to buy things from China. Like I did the math. It's cheaper for me to use a proxy to ship things from China to Canada than it is for me to buy the same item in Canada. So honestly, for a lot of like not even expensive, for like mid-tier to high-tier items, it's actually cheaper to go straight from like to the Chinese source. So you didn't end up going to Hangzhou just like Manny. Yeah, I didn't. Because I figured, okay, this might be propaganda. This actually might be pseudo propaganda. But a lot of pseudo people basically told me, oh yeah, Hangzhou is like a combination of Shanghai and Suzhou. And then I was like, oh, I've been to Shanghai and Suzhou already. I probably don't have to go to Hangzhou. So then I didn't end up going. And also because I did go to Hangzhou before, and then honestly the city wasn't like super clean. like when I was standing up next to Xihu, it was a little dirty. I'm not gonna lie. Classic propaganda. yeah, exactly, right? So it could be propaganda, you know. It could be that Hangzhou changed a lot in recent years. Very, very possible. But because I've been to Hangzhou and I didn't like have that big of an impression, and that, you know, the propaganda, I was like, you know what? Oh, I'm okay with saving this for the next trip. if I go. But I'm sure I'll go to Hangzhou eventually because I have more Hypergryph people to meet in Hangzhou. I didn't go this time, but then I've been told that there are people who I can meet if I go, so I'm gonna go eventually. Not this trip, but I'm gonna go eventually. Oh yeah, I didn't have a room to put my Scovit, so then I basically brought Scovit up on the plane like this. It was pretty funny. I just had a little Scovit poking out. Everyone was looking at me like, why is that girl holding like a big ass squirrel? It's me. I'm that person. Yeah, this is my fit going on the plane. Oh, I figured it out. The best way to go on planes is to go in with like clothes that could pass as pajamas, but not really. So this I got in Japan. It's a one-piece dress, but then if you take off the, cause this ribbon you can untie it, right? If you untie it, it just goes like this. Like it just goes straight down, and it's very comfortable. It's basically like pajamas. So this is my favorite fit going on a plane. Maximum comfy. Exactly. Like why suffer? Granted, I didn't have to suffer because I was lying down, but like, you know, why suffer while traveling? I again had one last Hong Kongese milk tea. I love, okay, I really love Hong Kong food. Because for context, I grew up eating Hong Kong food. It's because I had an uncle and he's from Hong Kong, and then we basically after every Sunday, because he's Christian and because I had nothing better to do as a kid, I basically went to church with him. I'm not Christian, by the way. I just hang out with Christians. But after church every Sunday, we go to Yumcha, and then we just have milk tea, or I would have milk tea. But it was so nice, or like cha senten. You know what I mean? I love Hong Kong food. So for me, this feels like home, even though it's not home. So yeah. I do gotta say, Cathy Pacific Business Lounge makes banger food. It's so good. I highly recommend it. Like if you have access to it, go. Just go. And I had some time to kill at the airport, so I basically walked top to bottom HKG, which is the Hong Kong airport. Here's a photo I took. It's so nice. So okay, so the location I took it from, this place is actually like a walkway to another terminal, and then over here there is a sky deck. So the views are really nice. It's like a plane coming right here underneath the bridge. It's pretty good vibes. Terry says, have you drank your limit of Hong Kong milk tea yet? I don't think there is a limit, okay? I think the limit is what my body is able to handle before I just go completely crazy from the caffeine overdose. Because my body's very sensitive to caffeine. Because I don't drink coffee normally, I just drink water. So even like a small cup of coffee is able to keep me up like the whole night. That's how bad it is. So for me, the limit is just like, do I want to sleep today or no? And if the answer is no, then I can have as much milk tea as I can until I'm like my body's like, oh my god, V, what the fuck are you doing? Stop doing this shit. So to answer your question, no, there is no limit. I want to drink more, man. I'm down for more milk teas. I'm actually trying to like ask my Hong Kong uncles if he's down again, because right now he's in Canada. I'm like, you want to go to Yangtze or some kind of cha santen? You want to go? I wanna eat. So another shot. The Hong Kong airport is so nice. Low caffeine tolerance. Yeah, very, very low. Oh yeah, this was taken from the deck. Okay, so I'm basically doing marketing now. Marketing for Cathay Pacific. But I kind of, it's interesting to look at. So the Hong Kong airport is kind of like a Y. And there's like basically lounges everywhere for Cathay Pacific, because Cathay Pacific's home base, HQ is at HKG. So there's a bridge deck here, and then there's like deck. So deck lounge. It's literally called the deck. So this is called the bridge. And then this one is called the pier. And then there was another one. Oh, the wing. Okay, I might be wrong. deck and wing might have changed locations, but like there was another one somewhere, and that's called the wing. Okay, so there were like 4 lounges. So I was like lounge hopping. I was going from one lounge to another just to check it out. But yeah, all of them are really nice. The food was banger. The lounge was very quiet. Some of them had a shower, so you could literally go take a shower before your flight. Very, very nice. This is a this is me taking a photo of the photo that I just took. It's pretty funny. Oh, okay. So while I was walking around, because I was trying to kill time and get my steps in, right? Because I didn't want to not have exercise for the day. I was trying to get my step counter up. So I was walking everywhere. Do not go here, okay? Do not go here. This is a bait. So in theory, it's a greenery place, okay? It has like trees, it has flowers, it has like bushes. But realistically is where all the smokers go. Okay, because like the moment I walked into these doors, I was hit with like a haze. Okay, so normally the sky looks like this, right? But when I stepped in, it was like, wait, let me see. It was literally like discolored, just in the air. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was hit with the strongest dose of like tobacco I've ever been hit in my whole life. So I backed out immediately. I was like, what the hell? So yeah, Sky Garden is bait. In theory, it's a nice place for you to look at greenery, but you know, in practice, it's a bunch of smokers smoking. So I got baited. Do not go there. It was bad. Oh, another interesting thing I found on my walk is what the Hong Kong Customs has to show as an example of what not to bring into the country, or I guess yeah, not to bring into the country. It's so funny. I took some screenshots, but you know, some of them are just typical. You have your weapons, you know, obviously don't bring them. But then I took some photos of really interesting ones, like seahorses. Who the fuck is bringing dried up seahorses into the country? Like, what the hell? I'm assuming it's like for traditional medicine or something like that, right? I have no clue. Okay, I just found like what the hell is this, right? And then counterfeit goods. People are bringing in like fake Rolexes, which is interesting. This made me laugh because if you look at the cover, it's like so stereotypically like 80s Hong Kong pirated goods, like pirated CDs. I just found that so funny to me. So yeah. Oh, and then that fucking turtle. Like, who the fuck is importing a big ass turtle? And specifically, not just any turtle, okay? Specifically the hawksbill turtle. I was like, damn, there are enough people bringing in specifically this species of turtle that they had to like make this into a display. So that was wild to me. Oh, you're also not allowed to bring in like turtle parts. Something about their shell were used for something. Oh, interesting. I'll look up later after the stream. I'm kind of curious, like, what is special about this? Are they endangered? I wonder. Oh yeah, okay, so this is a Skytech I talked about earlier. What I took a photo of. I recommend coming here if you're an aviation nerd or if you're just slightly autistic and like looking at maps. Because I had a good time here and I'm slightly autistic and like looking at maps. Okay, so if you go inside, there's a whole map of the airport. So they basically tell you what things are connected to and how like the whole transport system works. So the whole airport is basically built on like a tiny island. I don't know if it's big enough for a peninsula, but like it's a little like island basically. Yeah, so this is the airport shape I was talking about. So it's like a little Y. So this is Terminal 1, this is Terminal 2. And then Asia World Expo is like where they host like big events. I think they host anime conventions there too. There is also is it in this photo? Ah, okay, yeah. So if you go down a little bit from this, like go all the way down here. Go all the way down here. You'll see this. This I found so interesting because they labeled it. They had obviously Cathay Cargo Terminal, but then they also have like Asia Air Freight Terminal, Airmail Center, UPS, and then Cainiao Smart Gateway. So I was like, oh, whenever I order things from like mainland, I guess this is where they get shipped out. So anyway, the autism me was like, oh, this is very interesting. I really like looking at logistics, so I found that very interesting. So I stood here and like examined the map for like a solid 10 minutes. It was fun for me. So if you're into that type of fun, highly recommend going to the sky deck. So this is the sky deck at nighttime. During the daytime, you can see basically all the airplane gates. Here they have also, this is the smaller satellite terminal one. Where they also have flights coming out. That looks like a really awesome map, right? That's what I'm saying. If you're into this stuff, it's really fun. It's really fun. Reminds me of the Canadian War Museum where they remade entire battlefield to scale with models. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It is kind of like that. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I highly recommend. And can I zoom in on the text? Okay, not really, but what I love about Hong Kong is you can basically get by with just speaking English in Hong Kong. Like, I would say you don't have to learn Cantonese. Obviously, you know, if you can speak in Cantonese or, you know, that's best. But you can get by with English, and there's a lot of English in Hong Kong. So I think if you're like a first-time traveler and you're not exactly sure, but you want to learn more about like Chinese culture, I think, you know, Hong Kong's a great place to start. I always have a lot of fun in Hong Kong. But although I might be biased because I was always like a fan of Hong Kong, so there's that. I think Hong Kong is slightly better than Shanghai in terms of transportation. But that's just me, you know, that's just me. Might be biased. Agree to disagree. But yeah, Skydeck. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, there's English everywhere. You basically don't have to use translator apps or try to learn Chinese. You can literally just read in English. Very, very accessible. And yeah, okay, that's how much I walked that day. It took like, I actually timed myself. It took like an hour, like basically 2 hours to go from the airport top to bottom on foot at a leisurely pace. And I literally went down every single floor, every single like section I can think of. And then the total, and I walked this twice. So the total is about like probably half of this. So half of this, like I would say like 8,000 something steps for like one round. And I did 2 rounds. So yeah, highly recommend it. It's great for getting your steps in. Very, very walkable. Oh yeah, and on my flight, dude, on my flight out of Hong Kong, the food was fucking banger. It was better than the food from Toronto to Hong Kong. Because what happens is they source local ingredients, and the ingredients from Canada, low-key is very bad. They're not shit, but they're pretty bad. But the food was still like passable, you know what I mean? But the food from Hong Kong was banger. So I had egg tart. The egg tart was so nice. I also had congee. I basically got all the Chinese meals. Because if you're coming out of like a Chinese port or like a Hong Kongese port, the Chinese food is gonna be banger there. So that's what I had. It was really good. And then after a copious amount of noodles and wontons and congee, I'm back at Pearson. The worst airport I've ever been in. Pearson is actually so... Basically, the more I travel, the more airports I've been to, the more I'm disappointed in Pearson. I am awakening your cravings for an egg tart. This is your sign to go get an egg tart. You deserve it. Go get it, my guy. I love egg tarts. I've been trying to find a good egg tarts place. Like some yum cha places are pretty good. But I want more, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't hit exactly right as the Hong Kong ones. So I'm still waiting for like the perfect one to joggle like my memory from childhood. But yeah, that was basically my entire trip, and now I'm back in Canada actually it's not that bad. I've been enjoying my time because the weather is pretty good. It's way chiller. It's actually a little bit cold for me. I'm actually wearing a sweater right now. This is what I mean by I can tolerate heat, but I cannot tolerate cold. But yeah, this was my entire trip. I was really happy that I was able to take a little bit of every player's wishes with me on this trip. And honestly, if it weren't from the community, I don't even think I would be noticed by like Hypergryph people. So I want to thank the community for supporting me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you know that. That's why I like to give back, and that's why I will keep running events for as long as I am playing Arknights and as long as I am part of this community. So yeah, I want to thank you guys, and I want to share this with you basically, because this is not just my journey. This is also our journey. Which is why I'm making this stream, because I want to tell you guys about it, because you guys are also part of it. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the events. You guys are welcome. It brings me so much joy that you guys enjoy the IRL events. Especially because in Canada, we don't have official events. Oh yeah, another thing I told Hypergryph was like, I subtly / not so subtly / gently nudged them to be like, hey, by the way, we don't, like, I know our community is small in Canada, but we exist and we're very passionate. So maybe, you know, collabs. Maybe, you know, again, they can't promise me anything, but like, at least they know, you know, at least I did my part. I showed up in person and went like, it would be nice to have collabs. So yeah, that is my trip. I hope you guys have fun. Is there anything Otakudan goers should know about before you go rest for the night? Yes, actually. Let me see if I can pull it up. Do I have it here? Let me check. I guess I could promote my stamp rally. I will talk about that. Oh my god, where's my stamp rally stuff? Okay. Oh. Okay. That's one of them. I will... Okay, I'll get the map too, so I can show you guys. Okay. I got all the photos. Okay. This is the expansion of the Anime North Stamp Rally. So as always, all the Arknights events I run are free. You just gotta prove to me that you're a fan. It's a very easy check. It's usually things like, oh, who is a welfare operator, or like, what is the maximum level you can get on like a 4-star. So it's very simple questions as checks. So literally, if you play Arknights even once, you can do it. So this is the expansion for the IS6 Stamp Rally. I called it the Yee's Garden of Rotisseries. I made a whole ass script for it. There is a storyline and there is a gacha element, but it's more like encounters. Because you know how like in Sui's consciousness, you can go to different nodes? So I set it up that way, so you can quite literally go to different node, and each participant that plays my stamp rally will get a slightly different outcome. And based on your outcome, you'll also get a slightly different set of prizes. So if you do everything, you can get 5 stickers and 1 acrylic keychain. Everything is self-funded by the artist. That is me and a couple of my buddies. So my buddies this time are Katie. Katie is a longtime Arknights artist. She's been with me doing events since like year 1 basically. Kira, another good friend of mine. And then this time we have a newcomer, Ruko, which is a friend of Kira's. So, how to play? Basically, there's only 4 tables. Katie and I are sharing tables, so if you count that as 1 table, technically 3 locations. 3 locations but 4 tables. Katie and I are at Excuse me, I've been talking a little too much. Katie and I are at 1217. That's where you can get a stamp card. So the stamp card has like little circles to where you can get tongbas. So the same things you get in IS6. So you do the encounter. So you choose an encounter. There's 2 to choose from at each table. You choose an encounter, and then you get a sticker, or a tongbao sticker, and then you put the tongbao here. And then once you collect everything, you can go claim an acrylic keychain. So, it should be pretty fast. I don't think it'll take a lot of time if you have places to go. Last year's involved more reading, but then most people still finish in under 30 minutes. So this one is probably, like, if you want to really, really speedrun it, probably like 10 minutes or less, I would say. But I would say take your time with it. I think the storyline is fun. Please read the story. I put a lot of effort into it. And this is just for Otakuthon, because I don't think I'll run this specific event again after Otakuthon. But if there's extras on Sunday, I'm okay with people going again. I'm also okay with people exploring the other option that they haven't explored. So I know Anime North people already had one run at it. So Anime North people can definitely like go through all the possible routes. But then Otakuthon people, this is your first time and only time. So if Otakuthon people, if you wanna do like do it again on Sunday, I don't mind. But that's only if we have leftovers. If we don't have leftovers, then unfortunately we're gonna have to limit it to like once per person. But if we do have leftovers, I'm totally okay with handing out the rest of the prizes on Sunday. But that's only for Sunday. If there is leftovers, I will post about it on Instagram and Twitter. So just follow my socials for that, and I'll keep you updated. Next time we are doing IS7 themes. Do you want to? If you want to translate the Chinese parts of it, I'll let you do it. We can collab. You're technically helping me for this one. Aubrey's one of the proofreaders. So yeah, I mean, if we want to do an IS7, I'm down. IS7 is so fun. Oh, I can't wait to play it myself. But yeah, I have the... so if you want to learn more about the event, there's an FAQ you can take a look at. I also put the map up. The map is here. So I was lucky in that I think my table is like right next to the entrance. So I think the entrance is like either here or here. But basically you enter and then you just walk along this edge and you should be able to find me and Katie. So me and Katie is the first table, and then you can go to Ruko's over here. And then Kira is like all the way over here. So she's a little bit far, but she's basically the last table you have to worry about. It's only 3 tables. I don't think it's going to take a long time if you're in a rush. So should be all good. And if you are in a rush and you don't want to... and you still want a prize, but you don't want it to run out, I will highly recommend to pre-register. So, if you pre-register, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Google form. Okay, I'll take a screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna enhance. Oh no. I apologize in advance if my meowing will sound bad. I am mainly going to copy what my cat does at home. You don't have to meow. No, it's no longer meow anymore. It's different this year. It's different this year. Okay. So, this is what the pre-registration form. So if you scan this QR code, it'll take you to this form. I recommend filling out this form if you want to go at your own pace. This basically guarantees a set of prizes for you and also a card. 1 card equals 1 prize. So once you get the card, you can just go at your own pace. It has the details of the event. This form closes this Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. It's for people who, want to go at their own pace, or any people with mobility issues, because I know some people were like in wheelchairs doing my event. So I was like, you know what? I don't want them to rush. So ever since that, I was like, let's just make it easy for everyone, and then people can pre-register for my events. It's a little bit more work for me, but I think it's worth it. So, okay. So there's 4 booths this time, but then my booth has a second option. I'm the starting booth, so like Yi's booth, but then I'm also doing Ji and Yu's booth. That one is optional. So that one you don't actually get a tongbao for. You can kind of do it for fun. You can literally do both if you want. So my booth has like 2 functions. If you play this at Anime North already, then in that case you can just bring your Anime North stamp card, and then you can unlock the other paths that you have not played. This way you don't have to like gamble and hope that you win. Wasn't it Meowing at your boost for the cat or monster ribbon? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, I got confused because one of my like pity options for one of the stamp rallies in the past was also Meowing. But yes, Meowing was is for monster or Calcit. I think I only have like single digits of monster and Calcit left. So I hope that when you meow, I still have some left. If not, I'll have to bug the person who commissioned the Calcit and the monster one to give me more ribbons. It's a friend of mine. So basically I did all the artworks for it, but then like my friend commissioned them. So but then they have the bulk of the stock. And I only have a little bit. So I'll ask him to bring some if I run out, I guess. Whatchamacallit? Oh yeah, so first time players do not have the option to choose nose. That's intentional. It's not that I don't want you to get your favorite. It's just because I think the spirit of IS6 is to have different encounter nose. And it will be fun if people, you know, went to different nodes, right? So yeah. And if you forgot your Anime North card or you lost it, because I know some people have, that's okay. I think if you speak to our artists and you explain your situation, they would still be down to let you choose things. We are nice. But you know, obviously if it's your first time doing it, I recommend just going in blind. I will probably be there in the first 2 hours of Friday, unless I hard oversleep. Wow! Okay, you don't have to, but I will await you. I will also have an acrylic keychain for you. That says V's Fish Emporium. I will have that. I heard meowing and I was like, Dragon Lady? Dragon Lady? Who's Dragon Lady? Then I realized it's meowing. Oh, I have no idea what Dragon Lady you're talking about. But that's okay. I don't know a lot of things. Oh yeah, if you have friends or if you're traveling in a group, 1 email equals 1 reservation. So if you're traveling in a group of 5, please ask all 5 members to sign up. It could be a temporary email. It could be like a fake email. I don't care. I just need 1 email. And then to pick up your reserved stamp card, you can just say your email and then I'll be able to kind of check you off the list. Friday is usually the one day I tend to be there around opening hours. Oh, that's true. I'm assuming Saturday and Sunday transit is harder to take. At least that was my experience like in previous otaku events. Transit is impossible if you're traveling from like Laval or other places. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, event is free, blah blah blah, you know. The information is there if you need to read it. I'll go here. If you have any questions, you can email me, you can DM me on social media. You can the best way I think is probably to comment on the social media posts. This way other people reading the post can also get their questions answered. But if you're shy, feel free to DM me. I'd be happy to answer any and all questions. So yeah, here is the pre-registration link and also the map and the FAQ. Everything should be there. I've been running Arknights events for little north of 6 years now. So I am pretty experienced in that it should be pretty straightforward. All the questions and stuff that people had issues with are probably dealt with in the first few events. So now by now I kind of get the hang of things now. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday is usually I arrive when I arrive. But Friday is I gotta be there to secure the goods. Oh, that's smart. That is very smart. I don't think I'll necessarily sell out. But then, who knows? Who knows? I really don't. But yeah, that is what I basically want to end on. I don't think there's other things I want to share. There is a catalog. There's not that many new things. Actually, no, there's a lot. Oh, wait, there is one thing. Hold up. There is one thing I'm very excited to share. Let me find it. Ah, this is this. Ta-da! I made foil stickers. But it's really cute because I got a whole like card gacha machine. Like it's actually just a machine you press and then it spits out like a sticker for you. I thought that was really cool. So then I want to try it with like soybeans. And then these are all collectible. All except for Jia because I'm a dumbass and I forgot to order her. But then it's kind of in lore because she is not here yet. So it's kind of in lore that I kind of forgot about her. But yeah, the other ones you can definitely get at this Otakudan. There is no pity because I honestly don't know the order. All my entire stock is in there. So please spend responsibly. Please gacha responsibly. Jean sticker is lit. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like she gives out that vibe, right? Like she can go rock and roll. Cause like canonically she tries out a bunch of weird instruments and I think she even tried out kazoo, right? So when I saw that, I was like, that's fucking hilarious. You said the smaller one may accidentally spill a bunch in one tap. Ah, yes. But the smaller ones, I made them into like a stamp format. So that is no longer of concern. That was just me testing out the device. So now I know the sizing, and I was right in the sizing to be about like 6 centimeters is best for this machine. Right now, the Chinese fandom thinks she is the type of person who does goofy things with a straight face. That is true. You know, I can see Hypergryph writing her like that. Are those big ones that spit one at a time? Big ones do spit one at a time, but sometimes like there's overlap, so they might spit out two. I think in situations like that where it spits out two, I'll just let people choose which sticker they want. And for example, if they have another roll and then whoever they roll is also who they want, then I'll let them keep the second one too. So yeah, I'll let people choose. I'm not a stickler. I'm not trying to scam people. We're all just trying to have a good time, you know, at the con, enjoying things that we all enjoy as a community. So yeah. That is basically what I want to talk about. I had a really, really long stream, and thank you guys for staying with me all the way until the end. I really appreciate it. And like I said, thank you so much for letting me be part of this community. Hypergryph, if you're watching this, hello. Thank you. Thank you for letting me do this on behalf of all our players here in Canada. We really appreciate you for what you're able to do. And I will do my best to create more fun and free like fan events to the best of my abilities going forward. We'll be looking forward to a Otakudan weekend. Yeah, me too. I worked a lot. I actually have way more work to do. I still have deadlines, but I'm gonna keep working hard, and it'll be fun at Otakudan. That I can guarantee. Okay. I am gonna go now. I hope you guys had a good time, and I hope you guys keep having a good time for today and tomorrow, and until we meet again. Okay, take care of yourself, enjoy your long weekend, and I hope you stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye everyone!